I know you guys love that intro, don't you?
God damn, the budget went up again, apparently. Did I sign off on that?
Dude, I love this stuff,
Did
man.
I sign off on that? I don't think so.
We are live and in Technicolor, as they used to say back in the day. It is BCJ, Kyle, and RN, Smack Drop Podcast, Wrestling with the Truth, sometimes Wrestling with the War. We're the Super Pods Unite. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Fantastic, man. You're getting a fully caffeinated Kyle tonight. I hope you boys are ready.
I don't know if we are
fully
ready.
sleeped in Arn too as well.
Man, I feel special. You guys are really bringing the A game.
Yeah.
Considering
Better than my waking up to a blinding fucking melted face from the sun because I don't have blinds or curtains in my apartment yet. So
Dude, that's creepy as fuck,
Yeah.
Jay.
it's
That's unsettling, dude. A house without blinds.
I don't care about that. I'm a bit of an exhibitionist, so that doesn't bother me. It's the sun. It's the sun that fucking gets me. But I did get to IKEA today, so it's been a whirlwind day. And then, like, I don't know what you guys, but IKEA is awesome and frustrating all at the same fucking time because you get there. And I thought I had all the pieces because God forbid they fucking sell one thing that's got all the pieces together instead of 18 different things to complete something. But got home and the fucking curtain rod didn't have all the pieces. So I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake. So
Which is surprising because normally they come with everything with it.
well, the one that's combo was sold out. So then I was like, okay, I'm a smart guy. I'll put it all together in my own combination. But clearly that piece was missing too. So anyway, it's a whole thing. So it's I'm not well slept these days with the sun beating down on me, even when I'm able to sleep in.
all
That's
right,
the whole
welcome
thing.
everyone to the Decor Podcast, sponsored by Bed Bath & Beyond.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how to go into like the troubles of furniture building. I'm sorry, man. Like that's a unique struggle. For
I'll
you,
take the
Mr.
troubles
J.
if I can get them. Everything's sold out, and like I'm sick and tired of hearing supply shortage for 2023. I'm tell you that.
I sell technology, so trust me, that's my fucking life.
Oh, dude, every day. Every day. Why don't they make this phone anymore? Is because like we're trying to get you to turn your phones in so we can make more of them.
It's called planned obsolescence, people. That's a thing. So.
What do you sell, RN? Because we know Kyle he does the old cell phones and stuff like that, right? Yeah,
I do everything. I actually sell technology to local governments and K through 12. I sell computers, Microsoft software, data and network equipment, pretty much literally anything under the sun, technology-wise.
right on. Yeah,
Nice.
and you're getting the same thing. The whole
Whoa!
supply shortage stuff.
What
Yeah.
the hell is that right there? Is that some sort of fancy brush for your beard? What the hell is that?
Yeah, that's
All right, so it's just a beard brush, Jay. I know you have the face of a 12-year-old boy, but for us who can actually grow facial hair, you don't just let it go all wild, man. You tame it every now and then. Jesus.
But don't you just use like I guess that makes more sense because that brush looks
Right.
like it actually works. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really coarse though. Doesn't that hurt?
Once again, I don't have the face of a 12-year-old boy. All right.
He's entered manhood, so he's all good.
It's actually quite soft.
man.
It seems like it'd be coarse. It's actually quite soft.
Well, I'm envious.
I love how this is just our cold opening, right? Like I don't even think we introduced or anything like that. But
I'm be honest with you, our last show, we didn't talk about wrestling until about 45 minutes in.
You let us go, man. We will rip all day, man. I don't give a shit. I'm actually more interested in like what looks like the kidnapping equipment behind Jay in his house. Man. All right.
Yeah, the hot mess that is my organization or lack thereof. So it's
Fucking hate moving, bro. I feel
oh,
for
it's
you.
the fucking
It's
worst.
the worst,
And
yeah.
like it's just and now because I did like a slow move between like house and apartment, it's like there was just like I swear to fuck I've done like 4 tanks of gas in like a week because I'm like going back and forth so much. And it's like that's the worst part about like dinking and dunking with the shit you put in the car and stuff. Like it's like 18 fucking trips for this one thing. And yeah. And then you're in an apartment. So then you got to do like 4 trips from your car up to the apartment. It's like, I got to get one of those. Get one of those old fucking man
Nothing makes me feel out of
carts.
than moving furniture.
Yeah, yeah. But I got to get one of those dolly things now. Those little carts that the old women have that I can just get it in one trip right into the elevator, right? Get all my groceries in one go.
Hey, look, that's part of being a man. You get 17 bags in one hand and then like 2 bags in the other.
Life hack: take the broom down, shove as many as you can on there, and throw it on your hold it up over your back.
RN with the innovation.
What the hell? That's a good idea.
Listen to this.
Man hacks.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Then I can carry the two extra large teas from Tim Hortons that I usually have in my hand with no problem then too.
Facts. That's what I have.
Wow.
The single life will teach us.
You guys know what a Tim Hortons is?
I know it's like a donut shop, right? Like a coffee and donut.
Yeah, it's like Dunkin' Donuts. It's Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
You know what I just you know what I just learned about Canada recently is that like the bulk of you live under the most northern part of the United States. I didn't realize like most of y'all are living like actually further south than a lot of us live in the US.
Yeah, well, the other thing is too, if you look at the map and concentrated areas, we live, I think, what's the stat? It's like we live at some sort of
90% of our population
is right along the border, right?
Right along the border. Yeah.
We don't actually go into the vast wilderness of our massive country that is desolate basically for everywhere else. But like, yeah, prominently all of our geographic like urban centers, if you want to call that, because we only have a couple, but the massive urban population lives right along the border, which is weird to look at on a map.
Where it dips down to like where the Great Lakes are, which so a lot of like the western side of the United States and then like New England and everything is further north than a lot of Canadians. You hear your brothers to the north.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. I don't know. It just blew my mind the other day. I thought about y'all.
Well,
I was like, dude, I probably live further north than maybe one of you two. Like when I was living up in Maine, like.
Well, I think actually,
pretty close.
Yeah,
pretty
well,
close,
I think our province goes down below what's the parallel, whatever the border is. Like we go below that, really, if you were looking sort of like geographically on a map, and then like because we can go to Maine straight across, really.
Yeah,
we're in Maine. Yeah,
never thought of it. Just didn't even think of it, man.
Yeah, Tim Hortons is the best. My brother's fiance, she was a general manager for Tim Hortons.
Nice. Yeah, I think you guys get a little different menu, so you don't get all the Canadian sized things. Like we get like fucking. Did you get the Bieber Timbits down there and stuff?
No, hell no.
Yeah, we got the Tim Biebs, they called them, or some stupid shit like that. And
which is crazy. I live in Ohio. Fucking these fuckers will eat anything. So like, we should have got.
Like it's Bieber Timbits and fucking Sidney Crosby playing cards for your coffee. Like it's just like everything is over the top Canadiana.
Have you guys been noticing these banners I keep throwing up here, by the way?
Yes, they're great.
Yeah, dude, how you just keep updating the
just real time
labeling our segments.
Geography chat with Jay. I saw that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Dave Boyce in the group.
Dave Boyce, there we go. Nice.
Oh shit! I didn't even have comments up, man.
Voice the voice.
Or Atlantic Wrestling legend here. By the way, Jay, did you see that we got 2 new wrestling promotions in Atlantic, Canada?
I can't keep up. Like, I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. So again, that would entail me going on social media that much, which I do not do. But no, so locally in our, I know this doesn't really interest the boys here, but is that in Halifax or?
I'm not sure exactly. Maybe Dave can chime in with that, but
Dave, let us know.
I think he's pretty excited about it based on.
What does that put us up to? 35 promotions now in the region. Happens every spring, Dave said. it's like a call, and then it just like a couple new ones pop up.
Oh man, it's just crazy. It's somebody gets their tax return, they start a wrestling promotion. I guess
it's a fun thing to put your money towards.
Oh man,
yeah.
Oh man, that's just Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, I think we now literally have one promotion per wrestler here in Atlanta, Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right.
And I wish I was joking, but seriously.
Yeah. It
Steve Mack in the house. Look at that. Jeez. Nice. So yeah, no wrestling talk or wrestling talk tonight. What
We're
do you
just
think?
warming
Nothing-
up the vocals. That's all.
Dude, no, we talk wrestling. I better talk
Nothing
wrestling.
happened.
Nobody's
I had
gonna
to-
mention my repping the Royal Rumble winner here or what?
I didn't know.
Oh,
But
nice.
that shirt's
Oh
fire.
shit! I didn't even think about it. I got a American Nightmare shirt too.
I love
myself.
this shirt. It's fucking
Yeah,
dope.
it's fire.
Yeah, I'm happy. I got my shirt back from Sean Ross Sapp last night, dude. Like, yeah, he took this jacket. I don't know if you guys saw the press conference, but I looked up and Sean Ross Sapp is stealing my threads over here.
So it's funny. I didn't see the press conference. I only saw a clip of my boy Cody with. Did you guys see the answer he gave about like coming back and the Vince Triple H difference and like how Triple H has no reason to really he's just so that guy is just like Mr. Professional Wrestling right now.
Right.
Like his answers and he's like so put together and he like had a really good take on Triple H has no reason to be a fan of mine based on what I did and like the smashing of the throne and all that shit. But he was like, I'm clearly a Triple H fan. And it was just like his answers are just so like he really should be what everyone's modeling their career after now or who they're modeling their career after now. Like that guy is just so well put together now. Like I'm all in on Cody right now.
I've been all in since the beginning. Like it was since the WWE part. Like I
was just gonna say, and I was anti Cody AEW.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like 100% not.
But you could tell that he had a plan. I don't think that this was always the plan. Like I don't think this was just something that fucking just like I think I'll go back. Like I think that in his mind he had a 5-year plan. Yeah. And I think the AEW stuff just kind of popped up and became an option. But I think all in all it was always his plan was to come back to WWE and be the champion.
Or was the AEW stuff just a means to an end, right? Like, I mean, that just...
I think it was both.
Yeah, it just helped.
I think it was both.
To his end goal. Well,
now he has experience like afterwards to help with the backstage.
Yeah, to actually do VP stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and even in this little short clip I saw, he even commented that Triple H one time at Gorilla, when he was struggling with Stardust character, he came back and he was all frustrated and pissed off. And Triple H said... He just looked at him and said, rattle the cage, rattle the cages. And he said, I took that literally and went out there and rattled every fucking cage I could, basically. Right. So like, that was just kind of cool. Just like he's basically talking about that relationship and growing that.
Well, to me, I never thought any of that shit meant anything or that Triple H would take any of that.
Oh yeah. Like, he would do the same thing if he was in the same position. Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like of all the shit we know of Triple H right now, we know that it's business. Yeah. It's always been business. I don't think he takes stuff personal like we assume he does.
Yeah.
I mean, because look at all the shit he got for marrying the boss's daughter and all this other shit. Like, there's all types of shit where he could swing his dick and be a trash about stuff, but he's not because the bottom line is about the health of the business, the health of WWE, and him pushing for the future. So, like, I think he probably loved it. Like, probably laughed like a motherfucker at it, honestly.
No, I think you're right. I think you're spot on. Like,
he took a goddamn army. Well, you can't say tank, but whatever to WCW. Yeah. I think he should appreciate Cody smashing.
That's taking exactly the initiative. Yeah.
Like,
he likes his gumshoe. What it is.
No, it's a really good point. Like but it was clear in his comments that like they weren't maybe close before, but they're starting to build that sort of like because he kind of was talking about how like. Because the question was around you came in and it was under Vince's regime and all this stuff and now Triple H and all that stuff. So it was kind of like him referencing, okay, yeah, maybe we had that relationship, but now I'm really excited to see where this goes. And he's now sort of in that vein. So anyway, it was really good.
He knew regardless of what feelings you had, when Cody coming back, that's the only person anywhere close to being as big as Roman or to have any type of buzz around him. So you have to get behind your guy. Like you have to.
Yeah. No, agreed.
So should we chat about it, the Royal Rumble, guys? Like,
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I thought that was the purpose of the damn show, man.
well, you know, we were trying to reel people in with that whole stuff, but come on, I would have rather talk about monkeys and you know, I
we'll
don't know,
get
like,
there.
like I
We'll
said,
get
like
there, man.
I commented on your last video. The first 25 minutes of that was probably my favorite of any. Where you guys did
Just
not,
talking about Waffle House.
Waffle House, yeah.
The goat
Which,
of all restaurants.
It's
man.
funny, man. My wife asked me just the other day. She said, "What is biscuits and gravy?"
Oh yeah.
Can you define biscuits and gravy for
A
us?
roux with sausage in it. That's about the best way to put it.
It's like a savory white gravy with like
Yeah.
spicy sausage, and you just pour it over
It's literally
over
flour.
biscuits.
Yeah, it's flour and the grease you made with the sausage and everything in it. That's
Yeah.
literally
Nice.
all it is.
Sounds
Yeah,
delicious.
It's the
Yeah,
drip.
that's-
It's the drippings,
That's the
right?
authentic heart
Yeah.
attack
Yeah.
recipe.
Now,
Okay.
I've had it. I've been to a Waffle House in Mississippi, so I've certainly
Yeah.
I've been to that. But here we go. Will Gray's going to jump in because he's the chef of the bunch, right? You know, so
Sausage.
See, that's what I
cream,
said. I said a
roast,
roux.
salt.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
say
man.
all of those catchphrases. Okay, but a
All
better
right,
question
man.
is
I ran right all
explain
over it.
explain to me grits because I still to this day can never fathom
It's
what
cream of
grits
wheat.
are.
All it is like a
Yeah.
grittier cream of wheat.
Is that right?
Like a savory cream of wheat kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, it's like
It could be savory or sweet. Like a
it's
lot of
how
black
you
people
season
put
it. I mean, a
sugar
lot of
in
people
I
eat it
don't.
like with like a void of flavor.
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
yeah, it's
No, I put
I'm
honey.
not much for
honey
grits,
in my
but
cream of wheat.
That doesn't
But-
sound appealing at all.
hold on,
Why
one
would
That's
you
second.
wanna
it.
eat that?
Again, it depends on the seasoning vessels you use to make it. But
Yeah.
One
shrimp
second,
and grits
hold on.
is fucking amazing.
Oh.
Oh.
Kyle's calling in the reinforcements here. Will's got
I'm gonna
on his
get
back.
I'm gonna get the expert. Hold on, wait. Will's. I know Will's gonna. Will
He
give
says
me
he's
his
got this.
chef
It's
take,
a
but I have
race.
somebody
It's a
who
race.
loves grits.
I just see. I thought it had something to do with like maybe I'm thinking the Italian. What's the other one? Ugh.
See, this
I
is
can't
what I
remember now.
love. I love these
remember.
conversations.
Where the fuck is she? I'm sorry.
Great. It's the center seed of a piece of corn steeped. Oh, okay. Well, that
And there's more.
Yeah,
Cooked in
so
cream,
he
salt,
can
butter, and pepper.
describe
Fire.
like how to make it, man. Let me
Yeah,
get,
Aaron
like one of
says
his
liar.
largest fans though.
No, I said fire.
well, what's the? Oh,
Fire,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you said liar. What's the center seed of a piece of corn? I don't get. Is that? I don't know what that is.
It's the stuff you shit out the next day.
Like, is that the stuff we just toss because we've eaten the kernels around it? Is that shit?
Kind of, yeah. You like grind it down. It's really, it's literally just like a grittier cream of wheat. That's the best way to.
Okay. Oh, that
Describe it.
polenta. Thank you, Will. That's what I was trying to. The Italian thing that I mentioned was polenta. That's what I thought it was kind of.
Will's
like.
going off, man. Like,
Yeah. So it is
man.
like polenta, apparently. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
yeah.
It's like a base, like a less bougie polenta, maybe. Like
Yeah.
polenta's kind of
That's a
like a
good way.
bougie kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, but it could be sweet or like savory. Like a lot of people like put sugar and like honey and shit in it.
Oh,
Okay.
I
honey,
like mine-
honey
I
and
like
the old
mine
cream of wheat.
savory.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kyle and I
butter
spent
and
20 years in the
cheese.
kitchen. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Anyway, all right. Well, we got our Master Chef portion of the show in, so
Right.
that's good.
Which, ironically, we have a wrestler here in the Maritimes that won Master Chef.
Because these guys are from Canada, okay? And you're like a true Southerner. Will's in the chat. He's a Southerner, but he's like a chef. So he like speaks on how to cook stuff. How would you describe grits?
Like the texture.
Just grits. Like what is grits?
I mean, it's like I don't know how to describe it. I'm sorry.
You eat this shit like every day. You don't know how to describe it.
It's kind of like mashed potatoes, but not.
There you go. Mashed potatoes, but not.
But
All right.
I like it.
Have you ever had instant mashed potatoes and you put too much water in it?
No,
That's grits.
Oh, man.
Will says, "Oh, he wants me to say something hick."
There we go.
I'm asking Will his verdict on that definition.
That's funny.
I think honestly, when she's like mashed potatoes, but not actually kind of
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like what polenta is too. Like polenta
Yeah.
looks like mashed potatoes, but it's not.
yeah,
It's
not
way
mashed
grittier than
potatoes.
mashed potatoes.
See, Will's in agreement because she said it's like mashed potatoes, but it's not.
No, I think he's just saying not mashed potatoes. Sure.
Still correct.
Oh god.
Completely different vegetable.
Yeah. We do have a culinary, like you were saying, BC. We do have a culinary connection here in the Maritimes. We had a Master Chef Canada winner.
Yeah.
Is now an independent wrestler.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Moon Miss. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
man.
popular independent wrestler here. Yeah. For sure.
I think might even Kyle or Dave can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she might even be promoting too. Right?
Yeah.
I think she's promoting too.
Is she promoting with her boy?
New Scott, with Harold,
New Scott? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
so. Anyway, might be wrong on that.
All right. So Royal Rumble, guys.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's great. Let's throw Will's credentials up here, by the way. So
Oh, fancy.
Oh, here he is.
Oh,
Will's
man.
got to get himself over in the chat. Okay.
he is over.
He's got to get himself over.
What I love most was it covers over Kyle too, so he's getting over
Yeah,
Kyle.
fuck you, man. Will, it's not. He already left Smacked Raw, and he's still stealing my spot.
Yes,
Jesus
yes.
Christ, man.
I don't know if this is quite the harmonious split as we're led to believe, but
Right.
yeah.
He's got that passive aggressive going right now.
So we're all in agreement. The pitch black match was the best match of the night. Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. This was considered the worst Royal Rumble ever by apparently
Who
the
said
IWC. Oh, the IWC's
Are
all
you
over
fucking
this.
kidding me?
I mean,
because
I'm not as high on it as a lot of people are. Like, I thought it was all right. I thought it was mid as fuck, honestly. Like the entire thing.
But what the entire pay per view or the Rumble match itself?
Both. I thought they were both mid.
I would say that the card itself was not like there was just not that many matches. But I thought the two things that stood out to me were the end, obviously, and the men's match to me was, I thought, pretty good. But I had some questions on the booking in some cases, but I thought that was the Cody Gunther end 10 minutes. I thought was the best end two
That was,
finalist
like Will
guys.
said, that was the
in a
best
long-
match of the night.
Yeah, but again, the last ending two guys segment in a Rumble in years.
Yeah,
Years. They must have went
it
20
was super
minutes.
tense. Even though it still felt predictable. It was edge of your seat stuff.
I don't
man.
know. At some point, I was like, "Fuck, Gunther's a Triple H guy. This could go down. Like maybe
That
Cody's
was
not a
never
Triple H
happening.
guy."
That was never happening. That was
I
Cody.
agree now after the fact, but I was
I've been-
definitely in the
Kyle, how
moment, I
long
was
ago
like,
have I been calling Cody for the Rumble, winner of the Rumble?
I'm telling you, you've been mentioning Cody for the Rumble or the winner of the Rumble for about as long as you mentioned Triple H's dick. So
It's so long time.
it's been a while.
A long while. been a long
Challenge,
while.
Jay. Challenge. How would Jay book it different? I'm curious.
I wouldn't book it different. Sorry. I meant like the Rey Mysterio kind of like, why not? Yeah, 24 hours. Why not put somebody in Rey's spot? I know we got hurt on Friday, but you have a whole 24 hours to fill that 17 spot.
That
It's
was
just
a
a
spot
waste.
we could have got.
I feel like it was a joke
That's what I
that
mean.
just
It's just
didn't
a
land
wasted-
the way they thought it would. I think they thought it was going to land a little bit harder. Although, like, I mean, I chuckled like hell when it was Dominic. I mean, I got it. Dominic followed out and then had the mask. But where it didn't land was I spent forever convinced that Ray would come
gonna
out
show
and
up.
would
Yeah.
show up and eliminate Dominic.
Exactly.
Mm.
And
That-
then once Dominic was eliminated by I forget who.
Edge.
All they
Wasn't
needed
it?
was to play a small video of Ray with his ass kicked with
right.
just
Yeah.
the back
Showing
of
him
his
laid
head
out
with
in the
mask
back or
off.
something like that. Exactly.
Getting hauled off in like an ambulance or something just
Something,
to
yeah.
So that one, like that was curious booking decision in my opinion. And then there was something else. Maybe it was in the women's match where they brought somebody. Lashley. Sorry. So Lashley has this huge moment, takes out Brock, and then he's eliminated like two more guys later. Like, why not? If Lashley is only like, it just seemed weird to me that you made this big deal about Lashley coming in, takes out Brock, and then he's almost instantly eliminated after that. Like, I just thought that was curious too. Like, why not continue to build Lashley on that?
And well, not even that, and the fact that it was Seth that eliminated. Like, I think it should have been
Right.
someone else.
Right.
And that
So
just furthers their. It makes us think that there's something going on with their bullshit when it's not. It's clearly him and Brock. but
yeah, that's what they
still.
said. No, and so like that was that's all I meant, Dave. Was that like some of those in the middle of the match booking decisions found a little off, but I genuinely liked the Rumble. I will also say this, and I'm now sounding like I'm shitting on a little more, but like it was the least star packed Rumble in a long time too, right?
Right.
Because there was only so many guys that you were believably thinking were going to win that after
Dude,
it came out, right?
I am so happy about that though. It was refreshing to see
Yeah,
them
fair.
try to use the talent that they had on
That's
hand,
a fair point.
the talent that they're investing the future in. Don't get me wrong. Like I like nostalgia pops and these other like like maybe like we heard what was like one of the big rumors like Jay White was going to come in and that stuff's
Nick
cool.
Aldis.
But when
there was a lot of indie guys on availability kind of talk.
Yeah,
right? Like,
but when you know, like let's take Booker T for an example. When you know that guy clearly is Booker T's the man. All right,
he should not have been. That was the worst 5 minutes of the whole
in fucking Texas, bro. It's Texas.
And we got a spinneroonie. That's really all he was there for.
Either way, when you see a guy like that, you know they're not sticking around. It's a short-lived enjoyment, whereas there's much more long-term with these people. I loved it. I loved the fact that by the end we like when it was all said and done, I sat there and I was really pleased that I didn't see The Rock. It wasn't filled with a whole bunch of nostalgia attitude era guys coming in for a quick pop. They didn't overload it with NXT talent that we knew was just there to pop the fans. Like, I felt like they took their existing main roster and they really tried to work out something with it. And like I agree, we can sit around and take these matches that were both over an hour long a piece and nitpick and wonder why this one spot, it could have been done a little bit better. But I think overall it was one of the most refreshing Rumbles in a long time. And that also might be due to the fact that we're following one of like the worst Rumbles.
Well, that's a good point.
Of all time too. So,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will say this as a pay-per-view, I found it fantastic, but I think I watched it how it should have been watched. I was 40 minutes behind, so I could fast forward through every mid segment between matches. I fast forwarded through the live performance, so I was able just to go from the match to match to match. Huh?
That was terrible.
Don't be denigrating Hardy. Hardy's a fantastic act. I had to fast forward too, so I didn't watch the performance, but his albums are great. So.
His albums are great. I just don't want to listen to his music.
He's good in the studio because he sounds fucking terrible live. Like that,
he did take a bump though on Raw. You got to give him credit for that.
That dude cannot sing. That's all I'm saying. He cannot actually sing. He is a studio warrior.
To this day, he is still the guy that I hear his name, I look and I don't see Jeff, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And then I tune out.
Right, that's what I was thinking when I saw the Hardy performance. I was
another
like, "What the
great
fuck?
singer."
One of the Hardys
Yeah. Like, oh, it's not the Hardy Boys. And this has happened a couple times on WWE. It's like, oh, Hardy's here. Oh,
did it make you guys like appreciate? And maybe it was Triple H's booking, but did it make you appreciate?
By the way, thanks, Aaron. This is the Sean Ross.
Fucking stealing my threads, man. Like,
no, but for me, to further to your point, Kyle, like it was refreshing for me to see how many guys didn't even show up on the main roster. Like they have a really good roster right now where like there was no Viking, like there wasn't a bunch of tag teams just thrown in there, like Viking Raiders and all like there was a ton of guys like LA Knight wasn't in it, Sammy wasn't in it, like there was a ton of guys not even in it. Bray wasn't.
Gulak wasn't fucking in it.
Well, that's
the down. I mean, he is in NXT. But...
I will say this: the one spot I was really hoping was going to be a surprise was Ryder back after all that shit with him trademarking Zack Ryder and woo and all that shit. I'm like, oh, he's definitely coming back then. Like definitely.
No, I told y'all. I said that's why
he's made her appearance and all that shit. So I was like, this is happening.
I said that's definitely why he's not coming back is because he trademarked that shit and they don't own it. Like
fair enough.
I said that's what I said. I was like, as soon as I said,
but I don't think Triple H he doesn't give a shit about that stuff, right? And he's not as
no.
Like,
I
totally
can
own
agree.
Their shit now. I don't think he would care.
No, I totally agree. But then when he comes back, you can't name him. You got to name him something else unless you pay him to use Zack Ryder.
Yeah, but they've done that though. That's what I'm saying. Historically speaking, like he's done that with NXT guys for sure. They got to use their name.
Yeah, but I just think that was different. And he's not really a needle mover anyway. On top of it, I think he signed his own fucking death warrant.
Maybe I would love to see the
man.
Matt Cardona version of Zack Ryder in WWE, like the actual badass heel guy that obviously he would have to tone down.
I agree. Like I said,
that only works at Rumble, Mania, and the Raw after Mania, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he fucking
any other show throughout the year. that only works with the internet smarks, like the people that are watching Raw and SmackDown every week.
Yeah, they're still gonna be expecting
know who
goofy
that
ass
guy is. They didn't watch
shit.
him in GCW.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, no,
But you could still build that character. You could still make
I
that
like that
sort of
character,
evolution of him. Yeah.
I do like that character, but I think it would be kind of like who was it that just came back? The internet was super high on. Dude, she kept injuring herself. Not Dakota Kai. I get her. I get the
Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox.
Right.
Yeah.
Tegan Knox walked out on SmackDown. The internet every day, you hear people flip out over this chick. She walks out on SmackDown to no noise. Like no one knew who she was.
She never got a chance for anybody to know. She kept getting hurt every time.
Yeah, she didn't really get a good run. Yeah, that's a good point.
Booker T gets a gigantic pop, right? So that's why they bring these guys
Fuck
back.
Booker T.
Hey, now Roxanne, it was Roxanne Perez, right? Isn't that the pupil who's the NXT Women's Champion? I thought that was pretty cool to bring her out there in Texas.
But she got some good shine too. Like I thought they did a good job.
She's legit. Like she was
she's
Ring of
like
Honor
21 or some shit too. Like she was
young
like
as hell. She's like 22, 23. Like
she's like the Randy Orton now of the women.
Yeah, Ring of Honor, all that. Like she's had some run to be so young. Like she's been all over the world. So like I was surprised that more as she got the pop that she did, because like I just thought that was just some snarky shit of me knowing who she is and then watching NXT. Like I was thoroughly happy and surprised that people knew who she was and she got a halfway decent pop.
Yeah. What about the shine that they put on Raquel Rodriguez too?
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, she looked like a beast in that too.
I had her in our pool, and I was like, "Oh fuck, she's gonna win this! I'm gonna win this, the women's one at least." And then I was like, "Sadly,
all of this was predicted. We all knew Rhea was gonna win. They've been.
I didn't think RN because I thought they were building a bunch of shit with Dom and the Judgment Day that'll take in with like Edge and Beth, and I'm like, there's no title program there because they're gonna do some other shit for me.
I was hoping I was a bit surprised. Like my original, like I knew my head said Rhea, but I pulled some fast move shit. I was thinking Alexa would win, and then Bianca would enter the Rumble.
Alexa wasn't even in it, right? I mean,
I was more sure about Rhea than I was Cody Rhodes.
Really? Yeah. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I was sure it would. I had a pretty good inkling it was going to be Rhea. I mean,
but wouldn't you say, like, as it was going on and you got down to her and like Raquel was a legitimate, like, to me, once you got to that point, you were like, oh, this could happen. Like they definitely could strap a rocket to Raquel here with this one.
I've been saying that for months over on.
And I like her more and more every time I see her, to be honest.
Yeah, I love her. I just thought it was Rhea because she started 1 or 2, and I think
that's fair. Yeah,
and she lasted. You know what I'm saying? Like she lasted so long. Like I mean, it was
that's a good point.
Pretty much written on the wall.
They did with Raquel, like similar to what they were doing with Gunther, is they were showing you like this person has star power. We're not sending them to Mania this year.
He's not ready yet.
But this person is clearly someone to keep an eye on. And I've been saying that about Raquel for months now. Like if they were going to build a new star, that's who it is. Like she is the next in line once they work out this current main picture scene with the roster that they already have. Like she will be.
Yeah, she's fire.
She's huge.
Well, she's a good opponent for Rhea too, right?
Yeah, they're the same size, 2 big chicks.
She'd probably be the foil for Rhea.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
If Rhea gets that belt.
What'd you think of which do you think was booked better, the women's match or the men's match?
The men's.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It was close. It was close.
I thought it was
think
close.
it was
I don't think it was like head over heels different, really.
No.
Yeah.
I found myself just enjoying them. I think the men's match had more big, like singular moments. Obviously like the fucking Logan Paul and Ricochet spot.
Oh
Jesus.
man,
that's gonna be replayed.
Yeah,
that will be replayed at every fucking highlight Royal Rumble highlight video until WWE goes under. Like that will be replayed for the end of times, man.
And also how amazing the Kofi spot was again this year. Like that was awesome, right?
Yeah, poor
Oh
Kofi.
wait, they're still doing that fucking shit 3 years long overdue as they should be doing it. Like, can we stop with the Kofi shit? Can we stop with the Kofi stuff now? Like the guy almost broke his neck.
Slapping?
No, the spot where he broke his neck in the announce table because he missed the Kofi Circus spot. Yeah. Like, I just like, come on, we're done with this Kofi stuff now.
So I had a thought on that. Was I watched a fantasy booking video for the Royal Rumble, and the way this person described Kofi's spot is that he was actually going to do something, and this was obviously like not what they were predicting, but they were like fantasy booking it. Is that Kofi would do one of his spots, but Ricochet and somebody else. Legado El Fantasmo, I think, or what's his name?
Yeah, Elephant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Santos
They-
Escobar.
Santos
Yeah.
Escobar. Thank you. They would also be involved with the same spot. And so like Kofi would get his, they would do theirs. And then in my mind, I was like, oh, you know what? And then you just make that Kofi's last one. It'd be like a passing of the torch moment
Yeah, fair enough.
for
Mhm.
somebody else to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I don't,
But
I don't think there's
it
anything
actually
about
looked
that.
like he was like hurt, like, and
It
because you
looked-
could see Cole was trying to quickly cover it up so that they could keep it going because his leg was still sort of like not touching the mat. But then, like, quickly, you
And it
realized,
became
no, no.
obvious that's the spot, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then, but also he wasn't getting up, and he was clearly hurt, and it was like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna move on from this. Like,
Well, I thought he was just playing dead. Like, hey, just sit still, let the camera. Like the way I interpret it was like, let the camera move on, and then all the
Get him the
people
fuck
will
out.
figure out. Well, they'll figure out whether
Yeah.
or not to go back in the match
Mhm.
or just call you out.
yeah,
I'm kind of with Steve too. I got a little bit excited with the whole Kana version of Oscar, right? Like,
is
was
that
wondering-
what that was?
I was
wasn't
wondering
sure
if
that
they're going to
that
give her a run,
Kana.
maybe give her a shot, right?
was- Yeah,
I just
Was
don't
it-
like. I hate the like.
is it just the face paint that changes? Is it
Yeah,
like what-
and the
yeah.
short hair and kind of.
Okay, right.
She goes with like really creepy face paint when she's doing that.
Right. I like the just her plain face
Mm.
and just with the attitude change.
No
Like I thought
makeup.
that was a little
Yeah.
bit more. I
She's
think
been
because we got to
teasing
see
it
how
online,
beautiful
though.
she really is, but it also still. I felt like it was more menacing than with the dumbass face paint and stuff. And
Dude,
Yeah, I don't need the face paint either. I'm with you. Or
to me, like I know it's her choice to do it. Like it just feels like super fucking xenophobic and fucking old time 1950 Asian person villain. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like I know that's her thing.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. Like I just never.
Maybe
like,
if WWE came up with it, but like it is kind of like something that she's,
I know, but they've done so much horrifically racially insensitive shit. Like I still kind of just lump it all together at once.
Come to find out, that mask that she wore out. Luckily, I had like local anime and hentai fucking expert, my buddy John, with me, and he recognized that mask and pulled it up in Google. And I was afterwards when she pulled away the mask, and I was like, "Oh, this is like her Kana. This is like her demon form." He was like, "Oh, it's suiting because that mask." He fucking named it. I wish I had wrote it down, but he's like, "Yeah, that mask represents demon as well." So it was like all tied in, instead of like something that was like lazily put together, like the name like
Right.
Kabuki Warriors or something.
Well,
Right.
and it looked like something the great Kabuki would wear back in the day, so it
Mhm.
makes sense. Yeah.
so am I to believe? And I don't know my Japanese history that well, but she had a similar Finn Balor sort of demon, regular Finn kind of situation going before, or she was just always that demon.
I mean,
It
all
was
the
just
pictures
she was
I've
more
seen-
badass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked fucking scary
Mm.
as shit with like her makeup
Yeah.
and stuff.
I'm a big Asuka fan, regardless. I could take her or
Same.
leave it with the face paint. Like that doesn't do anything for me. Same when like anyone puts face paint on, I don't like
Yeah.
whatever. But a heel version, a badass version would be cool
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, because
I thought her gear looked better too.
Did you see?
Yeah, her gear did look better.
She fucked up Sonya's face pretty good. So, like,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you see the shot of Sonya's eye?
Yeah.
Yeesh,
Mhm.
it was
Yeah, she
not
got
good.
jacked up.
Yeah,
Nasty.
Liv fucked up Rhea Ripley early
Yeah.
on.
is that where the blood came from?
I think so. I think there was like this fucked up like face buster type move super early in the match. And Rhea looked obviously.
Are we just
in
gonna
pain.
finally admit that Liv is just not it? Like, is
Bro,
that
I
like-
was
Thank you.
distracted
Yes,
the whole
thank
time
you.
by her like
Yeah.
leaky tits fucking ring gear. Like I don't know if y'all caught
like I
that
like
shit.
looking at her. Like I love looking at her.
Yeah.
Like she's
See,
fucking
I'm,
smoking.
I'm gonna say I thought she held her own for that whole time.
God
There's the-
Damn!
Yeah,
That's the
wild.
I did not
Sonya.
see that.
Yeah.
That's
Look
gnarly.
at her eyebrow, man.
Ugh.
Like full rolling off. That's fucking gorgeous right there. I
Yeah.
love that shit.
No, I'm by no means a Liv super fan, but I thought she held her own for being number 2 or whatever. And can we just agree that it's 1 and 2 is just 1? Can we stop
Right.
fucking saying it's number 1? They're both in the ring at the same time. Like, let's stop. Like it's
No,
1A and 1B. Fuck
when
off.
you count, do you go 1, 3? Like, no, man, it's 1, 2.
But for
3.
what
You
he's
got-
saying is it is the same fucking thing. Like
It's
if you're
It
one
is
and
not
one.
the same.
1A
One
and
person
1B.
is in the
It's
ring
not
longer
counting. It's
because
not a
they're in the
sequential
ring
order if they
waiting
start the match
for
at
the
the same
second
time.
person to come out.
That is no. The bell rings and they're both in the ring, Kyle. Like, come on. There's no
Right.
sequential order involved. They're both in the ring at the same time. That is 1A and 1B.
I just think that they lost their chance with her a year ago, and like she's just not improving to me. And like
Yeah.
even her as the champ, like crying and shit all the fucking time.
Well,
like
that
it's
was-
like
I thought
That
they
was
did
brutal.
her a disservice putting the belt on her after the Money in the Bank
Yeah.
stuff. But where I think, and I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. But then they when the new regime came in and it looked like she was going to go a little bit sort of
Edgier,
grayish,
darker,
heelish and stuff. But then she flopped that too a little bit, or they did. I don't know. Maybe they pulled back on it. And I was like, well, now what are you? I don't know if you're like, you know what I mean? And then
but
now
that's
she's
what
just,
this is with Liv all the time. Like we
Yeah.
never know what she is.
yeah, fair enough.
Like she looks like Harley Quinn. She looks dresses like Alexa Bliss, but she cries like a fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
baby. Like,
Lana's, secret
we
lover.
don't know
Yeah.
what
fair
she
enough.
is. Like
I was
and
just
that's
hoping she
always
was going to
been
go a
my-
little more bad, like in that little run that they were doing there, where
Right.
they were teasing that, and she did the chair spot or whatever. Didn't she do it like moonsault into the chairs or something like
Yeah.
that? And I was like,
She
okay, this
jumped
could be
off the-
cool.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I don't
this
know
could be
what
cool.
I'm supposed to cheer for. Like I don't know
Right.
what I'm supposed to like or dislike about her at any time. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. She's not a heel or a face to me because nothing she does like differentiates herself. And like I said, all right, I'm supposed to like her because she looks good. Am I supposed to like her because she cries? She's so happy she's a champion. She cries. Like it's just too much inconsistencies and like non-existent anything. Like I've never
you
been able to
throw-
get
No,
behind
fair
her.
enough.
It's you know what, but to her credit, we compliment Chris Jericho for doing the same shit, trying a million different things until one of them catches on.
No,
You
you
know.
guys compliment him.
Yeah, I don't. And
Do
he was
not
already.
besmirch the great name of Chris Jericho.
Well, also Chris
Top
Jericho was
50 rock
already
and roll
a-
singers of all time, by the way.
He
Just-
was he was already a Hall of Famer and shit. Like already had a prestigious career when he started trying all that shit. So like, he
yeah, that's
had
a
the
good
cachet
point. That's a good
for us
point.
to
He-
give him
he had the-
him the chance.
Yeah, he
But
had
this
the
could just
leeway in
simply
order
be
to
the
do that.
case of somebody like he's paving a path and just saying, "Hey, look, don't be scared to try a bunch of goofy shit because eventually you'll get like one that lands." Because like
Yeah,
for
that's a good
every
point, too.
for every Chris Jericho like pants ripping influencer that we get, we also get like a little bit of the bubbly Chris Jericho. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he puts out so much cringy shit, but every now and then he'll land on gold.
Yeah.
But
You
again,
can't blame
he
other
had the
wrestlers
cash-
for doing the same thing, trying.
Yeah, but he had the cachet for us to give him the benefit of the doubt to see if any of those will stick. She does not.
Yeah.
I know
That's my
she doesn't need
difference.
the cachet because she's got like a really nice ass. And she comes out in like tight leather. All
Well,
right,
that's
that's
what
enough
I'm
for
saying,
me
but
to
she
at least give her a
doesn't
chance.
She doesn't even really use that or play that up too. That's
I
what I'm
know.
saying. Like there's so many half steps with her. Like
My wife
Yeah.
would be so fucking pissed if she saw that.
no, I'm just saying.
My
Like, she
wife is in
doesn't
the chat, by the way.
She doesn't even play up the sexy part. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause she's probably one of maybe the most beautiful chick on the roster. to me.
Yeah.
But like, she doesn't even play that. That's
Remember
what I'm
when
saying.
she was
There's
cutting vignettes from like a bathtub? Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I don't even
they-
remember that.
Oh
No,
my
and then they
God.
pivoted on that. Yeah, she's had like that. I'm with
That's-
you, and like I think
yeah,
they just
there's-
need to figure out what the fuck they have with her
Yeah,
and go with it
yeah.
And
because they
stick- like I
clearly
said,
don't. They,
and if
they
it
just
sucks-
don't.
Right. And if it sucks, that's fine. But like, they
Yeah.
never give her anything long enough to stand
run
on
with.
for us to tell if it sucks
Yeah.
or not. They, like you said, they pivot away from everything. Like I was kind of into the like crazy live shit because like
Yeah, me too.
it made more sense. I got shit on when I was the champ. I got fucked over. Like
I'm pissed
fuck these
off.
people.
Yeah,
That's something I can understand and believe in. But then again, like you said, they pivoted away from that. So it's like they never
should-
give her anything long enough to let us hate it or love
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
my thing.
She should literally do a IWC darling gimmick or something like that, where like she's just a complete heel, where she's
Right.
talking about how the IWC loves me, I should be booked correctly, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just run with that. I don't know, because they're just all over her anyway. So it's
That's
just,
my thing. It's like indifference is worse than love or hate.
yeah,
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where that's where I'm at with her. Like, if and I'm sure any wrestler would say that, like, I'd rather be hated or loved, not in between,
Yeah.
because it's like I don't know enough about you to hate you or
I
love
think
you.
Liv Morgan, and I'm definitely not the first person to say this, but she is a perfect example of somebody that would shine with like a women's mid card title. Like-
yeah,
like-
agreed.
yeah.
Agreed.
You put her
Which
with a
they,
mid,
which they probably do need.
yeah, like
Yeah.
consolidate or ditch those tag belts and
Mhm.
get a mid card title. Or do like, not to like, do the whole AEW WWE thing, but do like AEW. They had the balls to do it. They have a main title. They have a mid-card title. Now, granted, the TBS title kind of outshines their main title.
The
at
host
times.
title. I love the
But
That's what they
it's
said.
cool because they have
says
their
the
own
host,
distinct they have their own distinct identities by this point.
Yeah.
In large in part by Jade Cargill is doing her thing, but
Mhm.
I liked that. I liked having two distinct main titles not bound by what show you're on, rather than what WWE has going on. Like that's
I
the
agree.
one of the
I think a
one
lot
of
of
the
it is
good
they don't have a
examples.
roster big enough to have a mid card title.
Ooh, the women, the WWE.
I think they do. They just
Oh, bro, yeah,
yeah.
they do.
But
no, they do.
no, but they're split, and the talent is on one side and not the
Are
other.
they
Like,
really
that's
split,
that's
though?
my issue.
No,
Are they
I think the
really
split is done. I don't think that
Yeah.
I'm with Kyle. You could totally do it. You like people are going back and forth all the time now. They
The
don't
moment-
even
yeah,
fucking
the
they
moment
don't
you have
even
a-
mention it.
The moment you have a belt, you have a hall pass to appear on any show you
Yeah.
want.
My last comment on Liv is I would still rather a Liv who clearly gives a fuck and has passion and really cares, and the crying is a bit over the top, but she's genuinely in this because she loves it, than a fucking Ronda Rousey who we get shoved down our throats all the time and who doesn't give a shit. She clearly doesn't give a shit.
Well, you see, she's gone. As soon as
Yeah,
Triple H got the chance, she's
who's
gone.
nixing creative plans, who's fucking up like booking for weeks because she just doesn't want to do it because she doesn't care, right? And like, as much as Liv still needs to work on a bunch of stuff, I would way rather have Liv than like a Ronda or somebody who just doesn't care, right?
I wouldn't
And,
have
like,
it. I don't want either one of them.
Look, I don't
Yeah.
I don't mind Ronda if she's used to like her strengths, like the same way like I approach Brock Lesnar. Like I love Brock Lesnar as long as he's not surrounding that world fucking title. Like
Yeah.
I am so intrigued with anything that he does away from that world title. And I think Ronda, I would be more intrigued in. Like I've always said, I'd love to see her and Shayna form a
I don't know
tag
how we
team or
haven't done
feud
that.
with each other. Find a better tag, like a better
Or a
dance
stable
partner.
with Sonya too.
Yeah.
But here's the truth. I don't think she's charismatic enough or a good enough actress to play off anything that doesn't involve a title. She's just not.
Yeah, but that's why you have this entire like the machine though. Like what they always refer to WWE as the machine.
Yeah.
They have the tools
And
to
Shayna
shine
can,
a
like,
light on
Shayna's
your
done it.
strengths.
Shayna's great. Don't get me wrong. I
and
actually
highlight-
do like
hide
That's
your
what I'm saying.
fucking
Shayna's-
weaknesses.
Yeah.
carried a whole division and a fucking faction with two chicks that couldn't talk
Yeah.
or couldn't really wrestle, but she ran that out and proved
No,
that
that's a good
proved that
point.
she could.
If
You know what I'm
if they
saying?
really invested in like a true faction for Ronda and Shayna, then I would be into that. It drives me nuts to see Ronda getting paid the most probably and giving the least amount of shits. You know what I
She's
mean? And, like,
ass.
Yeah.
like
No,
that's-
her like leading woman role is not for her.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's as simple as hey, give her a mouthpiece, but it's try something else other than having her hog the entire spotlight.
I think giving her a
make
mouthpiece
part
is
of
that
something.
because I feel like the nonchalant, I don't give a fuck attitude would work better if she had somebody. Because that's kind of how Brock is, honestly. Like when he was
Yeah.
with Heyman,
Look at
he was
Solo.
like, fuck you
look
guys.
at
You know
Solo.
what I'm saying? Like,
I bet Solo sucks on the mic. You know what I mean? But look how fucking awesome he
doesn't.
is.
he doesn't.
No.
suck on the
Okay. All right. Well, either way, look at how great he appears just doing like his. And I'm not shitting on him, but doing his homage to Umaga when he
Yeah.
comes out. It's
You didn't watch him
fucking
in
perfect.
NXT. He does not suck on the mic.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is they're playing to this man's strength, which
Right.
is his presence, and he's got a wrestling
why
style
is
that
that?
matches.
Why is that? Because
Because he's-
who's controlling that storyline? In that
That's what I'm
program?
saying. He's surrounded by a team of people that accent all of
Everybody,
that shit.
exactly. And I think that
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, I think that he would have done wonders for Ronda because then we wouldn't have had a chance to attack her and shit on her on the
yeah,
mic.
it's a good point.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't have we wouldn't know her attitude. We would think it was just part of her character.
Mhm.
I don't give a shit. I'm just here for a paycheck shit. Because Brock did that to us for 10
Yeah.
fucking years almost. And we
Yeah.
ate it up and loved it and couldn't wait for him to come back. Like, I think that they did a disservice not putting him with her, not putting someone
Yeah.
similar with her from the beginning. Like, she can't talk. She has no real charisma. Her only attribute is she beats the fuck out of people.
Right.
She
She's
can't
got a-
really
she
beat
has
the
a
fuck out of
presence.
people
Yeah.
in WWE because it's not real. So it's like you needed something else with her to make us kind of shield her and kind of cover up the backstage shit. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to see how the sausage is made. We just need her to go to the ring, fuck somebody up, and then leave like
And then
Brock
leave.
used to.
And I think that's totally a great point. And I think also they fucking don't help her out by making her try and be a babyface. She's
Yeah, exactly.
never
Oh,
going to
fuck
be a
no.
babyface. No matter
Yeah.
what they do, no matter how much they try, she is never going to be a babyface.
The blueprint was written on The Ultimate Fighter, where she was coaching a team opposite of Misha Tate, that people found out years before she even sniffed the WWE that this girl she's naturally detestable.
Yeah.
Like her
She's just a
competitive
bitch.
her
She's
well
a bitch.
it's her I mean her competitive nature.
Is she the female
and
version of CM Punk? Is that I think that we
Yeah,
just
that's
discovered
pretty,
that.
I mean-
close, honestly.
it's a fair point. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just like I said, she has tools to work with.
Yes,
It's
and
just
let me be
WWE just
clear,
doesn't
I think
use
she
it.
is a star and can do a lot for the brand and all that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate that she's got the attitude that she does and we're forced to endure it when she could be running that division.
I don't
right?
hate the attitude. Like, I enjoy that
fair.
attitude. Like I said, because that was the same attitude we got from Brock. It was just that
Yeah.
it was presented to us differently to make us respect it and make us understand what it is. She
Brock
should have
literally
that kind of
came out
attitude.
and told Heath Slater, he's like, I don't give a shit about your kids.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
what
mean?
I'm saying.
And we
Like,
fucking
that's
That's
what
the
I'm
greatest
saying. Like,
thing.
they're doing the exact same shit. It's just that we had Paul, who's a wrestling person, explain it to us and let us know what it is and make us fucking understand it. Now, her coming out by herself, where she's not really a wrestler, she's not anybody's guy, she's not anybody in front of her. Like, we see the real her, or what we think is the real her, and we hate it because that's how they present it. But if you really go back and look, Brock Lesnar lived off that and did that to us for 10 fucking years. Until last year at day one is where he became cool and actually gave a shit and yelling at the crowd and looking like an actual, like he gave a fuck about it. But like before that, he just literally sit back in the ring with the belt and fucking smirk and just laugh at us like, you guys fucking stuff. Like,
do a little hop.
my check's already in the car. I'll be here for 10 more minutes and I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
literally, he did that to us and we
That's a
ate
good
that
point.
shit up. Ate it
You know,
up
we
for
need-
10 fucking years.
You know what we need, RN? You know what we need? Fucking Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, bring him in.
That
Yeah.
would be fucking
Yeah.
perfect for her.
And he
Mhm.
he does all the talking for Ronda.
Yeah.
That's
She
what
just
it
sits
is.
in the background smirking and laughing and shit with her stupid fucking makeup, and that's real fucking heat.
Yeah.
And then let her come to the ring and wrestle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally the difference. Is Brock had Paul, and she has herself. I
Yeah.
swear to, like, literally go back and watch some of that stuff and think about it. It's the exact same shit. It's just that Paul would talk before Brock said and did all the shit that Ronda said and done to us now. But it's the exact same thing. It's just the presentation is different.
Yeah.
That would be a good investment, though, to bring Sonnen in to be with her. I mean, be with her and Shayna, and then even if you want to throw like a Sonya in there or somebody like that, right?
What
to
was
get this
what was
little
Buddy
stable
from
going.
AEW to American Top Team? Like, I like that guy.
No, not Dan Lambert.
I like
No,
that guy.
no.
Dan
Bring him in.
Lambert is
I like
is-
Dan.
I like
He's
Dan too.
great
Like,
in
they
small
both do dumb
doses.
shit, but I like
Mhm.
Dan.
You know, I gained a lot of respect for his self-awareness when I learned that he is actually the one who pulled the trigger on stop coming to AEW. They kept calling him and he was like, "No, I'm getting stale. Like it's getting
Yeah.
saying song and dance." Like
Mhm.
Dan Lambert's great. It's just it has to be small doses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like a Vicky Guerrero. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Just
yeah,
come
yeah.
out,
Yeah, good
It
point.
was
come
more
out,
Vince
rile
Russo
up the
and
crowd,
shit
and
to
then
me.
say peace.
Like when Vince Russo would be on TV, that's more what it reminded me of. Like,
All right, so let's get on to stuff we need more of. How about this pitch black match here? What do you think of that?
How long have you been sitting on that slide, BC?
Oh my God, I don't know,
over there.
but-
that was,
20
this
minutes.
is literally the only good thing about this match. This picture right here is the only good thing about this match.
Hey,
He was
man.
badass looking. It's just the match didn't really come off that
Yeah,
well.
no,
You know,
the
It
presentation
just-
was fire. I like the glow stick shit. It reminded me of my college days when I'm fucking going off my mind on like Molly and X and shit with marker parties. So it did bring back some nostalgia shit. But I mean, like the match was blah. Like
Mm.
I don't know.
And
Like,
then-
like I said, everything was mid.
Like, what was this afterwards, right? You know, like,
It's pretty neat, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
I
I
mean,
think
it's
they-
cool. It's cool stuff. Like, I love
It's
the
cool
concept, but
visually,
it's
like-
just,
Yeah.
That's what I hate this shit, man.
Yeah, but I had zero expectation and a lowered bar on going into this.
Dude, when
anyway.
they slap Mountain Dew's name to the
like
match,
I was like, this is
you
not
knew
going to
not
be a
to
good
take it
match.
seriously.
Yeah.
No,
So
what I'm saying is I hate this shit with Bray. Like it's just more. It's always good creatively, like and visually and shit. But like, what the fuck is Bray? Like, what is he? What are we supposed to be cool with?
patience,
Like,
young
this whole
Padawan.
show is
Patience,
just
young
our
Padawan.
screaming. I don't
How
understand.
much more
wrestling
patience do we
anymore.
need? Like he's been here for like 4 or 5
Who
months
are these
now. Like
kids?
I don't
Get
like,
off my lawn.
I just want to know what the character is. Like, I just want to know what this version. Like, I know the Eater of Worlds. I know the Fiend. I know fucking Hawaiian shirt. Like, I know what those were and what they were supposed to be. I do not know what this version is. Like,
I think what we loosely got over a very extended period of time was Bray was trying to suppress the inner monster. He was trying to be genuine on TV. Little shit was slipping out, and then ultimately LA Knight caused him to just stop suppressing the inner monster.
Why can't commentary say that? Like,
but,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just like I don't know what this is. Like, I love, like, this is fucking fire. This visual right here. I mean, we know he can talk on the mic. The other visuals, like that's what it is. All the ancillary shit is always dope. Like all his ideas and shit that he comes up with, the presentations of it, the fucking lantern with his face when he was the Fiend, like all of that stuff is always dope. It's just what exactly is the fucking character though?
But here's the thing, and I agree with you, but I'm still in that I'm willing to wait as long as like Mania and past, like a little bit past Mania. But if we get to SummerSlam and this hasn't come to fruition yet, then I'm out. But like I'm still in that I'm willing to wait to see.
I've been
how
waiting
big this
like half the promos. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like
I'm gonna give him till Survivor Series 2028.
Wait, hold on. Wait 1 second. All right,
I go back and watch I go back and watch the Bray Wyatt stuff, and I go back and watch the Bloodline stuff. That's it.
Yeah, it is smart, man. It is smart. Like that Bloodline shit is like peak cinema.
It just feels like with Bray, they're like, I don't know, maybe one just promo storytelling device away from actually telling us, okay, this is where we're going. Like this look is fantastic, but what does it mean? Like, you know, and then we never really get
unless it's black lights. You're gonna do every fucking match blackout.
Yeah, we don't get the actual payoff, or what does this mean? Like, I love it. I love the look, and if this is a character, whatever, if he's going through a mental breakdown, and I realize I'm the one that preaches patience the most of anybody, but right now it doesn't feel like, it seems like there's a new thing thrown in, and here's another thing thrown in, and here's something else where we don't get any explanation. It's like at some point the audience has to know where it's going to, and it feels like we don't know where it's going right now. But like I say, I'll give it to 28.
I feel like I do. Like I feel like it's going to like unleashing the persona, and then the reveal of the Uncle Howdy, and then the formation of like the couple followers to potential faction. Because if you think about it, like I said, up to this point, Bray's whole thing is he's suppressing the inner thoughts, his inner monster, and then ultimately LA Knight convinced him to release it on the Firefly segment, Firefly Funhouse segment. He said, "You open the door, now it's your fault. Whatever comes through," signaling it's here. Like the monster persona's here. The only pieces is missing is like who and what purpose is Uncle Howdy. And then are we getting anything else beyond Alexa? But they're just dragging their feet. And I think how we're getting them there.
Ass. I'm sorry. I think it's terrible.
But I think we did get evolution last night. Like we got the Uncle Howdy like thing where he jumped off, but then we had all the characters sitting. Like that was creepy as fuck when he was walking down the ring, and then all the characters were there too. Don't know if you caught that, but they were all in there when he was.
I didn't catch him at the entrance. I caught him after the Uncle Howdy trust fall.
Yeah. But they were all there in the entrance. They were all standing up there. Like there was some evolution. I just hope that they realize you can't go too long game with this. That's all. Right. But I'm giving them a little bit longer to flesh this out.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, trust me. I want the big payoff, but the fact that I've already been getting that with the Bloodline is kind of allowing my appetite to be like, all right, I'm getting this huge story relief somewhere else on the show. So like I am cool burning like the daylight with Bray.
I just want him to take this Undertaker fucking torch and fucking run with it finally. Like,
Has
we
he
need
not
that.
been though?
No, he has not been. No, like this whole run has been mid as fuck. I'm sorry, it just has been. Like I said, I don't know what this is. Like, I want to get behind it. Like, I'm definitely hyped for the Wyatt Six if it actually turns into something that's actually some wrestlers we know, like some returning people and like a mix of some people that, excuse me, that are already on the roster. Like, I'm here for all of that. But again, like I said, like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, it's dope visually. It's like going to the museum and you take a date and shit and you're trying to pretend like you know what the fuck you're looking at. Like, you know it's dope, but you don't know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Or like the greatest visual effects movie ever, but there's absolutely no plot, and you're like,
exactly. It's like a micro. It's
yeah.
like Transformers. Like fucking dope, but
Yeah, Bray's just a dark version of Transformers, and
Yeah,
Transformers
that's
made a
literally- he's
lot
Michael
of fucking
Bay.
money, RN. Okay.
yeah, because there was a bunch of people that just wanted to go see some dumb shit, not know what's going on, but it looked cool. with
There's
explosions
nothing
and
wrong
robots.
with that, bro. Okay.
It
I
is
just
with
want-
this character when we've been like ingrained for him to be so intelligent, so creative, and like so over, like you know what I'm saying, so like that person, but we don't know
How
what this
deep
is.
was the Undertaker? Honestly,
Yeah.
6 feet.
Right.
BC. How deep was the Undertaker though?
I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm
He
not
was
comparing the
pretty shallow, man.
I'm not
Like, he
comparing
really
the
was a
characters. I'm
low
saying
key once
the
you get-
persona and what they represented in the WWE. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, could it? But I think Kyle, you touched on something. Like, could it be that they have so many moving pieces right now with the bloodline angle, and they got the like all the Judgment Day stuff. They got like they've got some big long term storytelling going on right now. Maybe they want to try and keep the pace a little slower on this Bray thing, so that when the bloodline ends, which we think it's going to end soon, that storyline, then they lead right into Bray picking up, right? Then they have that to fill the gap, right? Maybe this is strategically. Or strategery, like they said last night a lot, that they're doing this on purpose so that this is just sort of little snippets, and then boom, it's going to blow up once the bloodline stuff is done.
It's a possibility.
It's Triple H, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm right there with you. Where like I'm trying to hang on. You know what I'm saying?
They've
before I
only
jump
got
off.
so much longer though that I think they're going to break people's attention for sure.
Right, and Mania's right around the corner. They got to figure something fucking out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're there though. Like, I think we're there where the big story beats are going to be hitting moving.
Yeah.
forward.
Now where do we go? Where we go next?
I don't know, Aaron. We got to tune in on Monday and Friday nights. You know,
I'm actually thinking now, and I don't want this to be the case because I love LA Knight. Yeah, but I think this might be a new cult thing where he now gets absorbed into Bray, right? Like,
yeah, because I mean, what fucking sense does it make for this man to show up and they just catch him like with his fucking punch card, just like, all right, I'm at work.
Yeah.
Like, and just like, LA, are you okay? Like some masked fucking hippie just like landed ass first on your face the other day. He's like,
that's
yeah,
what I mean. Like,
I got
I
my
feel like
ass
there's
kicked.
there's something bigger here with LA Knight, which again, like I love LA Knight as a standalone character, but I also think it might be cool for him to be involved in this too if it becomes huge. But anyway, I'll just see. Like back to LA Knight for one more second. LA Knight is an example of the Tegan Knox factor you guys were talking about. LA Knight came in when they flipped him back to LA Knight, and it was pretty quiet, if you remember. Like there was not a lot of crowd reaction. That guy in the last several weeks has organically got the crowd behind him, so much so that like on Raw, he shows up and he's got them like in the palm of his hand. So,
but he's different. Like those aren't apples to apples to me.
no,
like,
I'm not suggesting Tegan can do that. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I'm just saying, like with him,
it
like
is
he
possible.
did this all the way through. He did it in NXT too.
Yeah.
Like no one remembered who he was from the past, but he made them remember. And like everybody talked shit about the LA Knight name too. And now we were talking shit, asking him to give it back to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's all on his back and him being a veteran and traveling the world
He's
and knowing how
super
to
talented.
work a fucking crowd. Yeah, like he knew. Like there was no doubt in my mind he would be over once he got to the main roster. That's why I didn't want him in this with Bray, because we knew what the outcome was going to ultimately be. It's always going to be him looking like a bitch and then losing the blow off match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Maybe Bray's just an enhancement talent,
Oh my god!
and he's actually getting him over. All right, I'm going to get a news alert here. We have the Kansas City Chiefs have kicked a field goal with 3 seconds left to go up 23-20 on the
Bengals fucked up.
Bengals.
They ran their mouth too much, calling it Burrowhead Stadium and all this other shit. Like, you don't poke the bear.
Dude, great. Now the Super Bowl is like literally two teams that I just fucking detest. Like I was like, dude, is there a way to make both these teams lose? Is there a way they can just both lose?
There you go, folks. There's your matchup. Chiefs, Eagles, Super Bowl 42.
Disgusting.
I hope the Chiefs win because my brother's an Eagles fan and fuck the Eagles.
My son's an Eagles fan, so I'm going to be cheering for him.
And he converted my son to an Eagles fan, so double fuck the Eagles. Go Chiefs.
What about the band, the Eagles? Do you like them?
Right up our end's alley, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm barely old enough to know who the fucking Eagles are, man.
I know who they are. Like my mom's.
Aren't they like the Hotel California?
I will
yes,
describe it
that's
like
things
this,
that-
RN. I can remember in university, it was a car full of like 5 university age dudes, and we're rocking out to the Eagles, driving over the bridge, and we literally looked at each other like, we are the whitest fucking car on the planet right now. Like
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to pull the race card.
We literally self-admitted it. We're like, what the fuck?
I had to stop.
That or
doing
Nickelback, one or the
I was
other.
like, what the fuck is university? I forgot it.
Well,
Seriously?
technically, your college is not a college. They're all universities. You guys just call them colleges. FYI.
Right. I had to. Yes, I got it. I had to think about it for a second. I forgot you Canadian fucks.
Yeah, man.
You did not like that Eagles comment, did you? Just for reference, here you go. Here's the Eagles. For
It
you,
looks
my
like
friend.
the one in the middle looks like Andy Samberg.
Oh god.
You sure
That's
not
Don
Lonely
Henley.
Island?
Yeah,
Don
I, was gonna
Henley.
say, I can't name them, but BC can definitely name them. I'll give them that.
Yeah. So there you go. The Eagles, my friend. That's the original version right there.
Back when like fucking like 22-year-olds looked 40.
Yeah, you got it.
They were all 19 in that pick.
Yeah.
That was their graduation year.
Jesus Christ.
Probably were actually. All right. Well, I tried to diverge off wrestling, but I guess we'll get back to this. But we'll go to the main event here, I guess. What are your thoughts on? I know RN's thoughts. He's not happy about this, but we got what everybody was waiting for. Sammy
this is
finally.
Peak cinema. This
Listen,
goes down.
Let me defend it because I know everybody was talking shit about me because I said I didn't like it. I liked it. I thought it was. We knew it was coming. Like I thought it was done perfect. Like Kyle said, perfect. I'm just saying it was too fucking soon. I don't think they should have done it now. I think we could have dragged this shit out.
They
Man, this
showed
thing started in
highlights
the
of
summer
Sammy
of last
taking
year.
bullets like fucking 9 months ago.
Yeah.
The but the breakup stuff has really just started here within the last couple months. Like he spent 6 months just trying to get in the fucking club.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying it's too soon. Like I think we could have dragged this out to make it big. And it's like if we don't get a blow off with Roman and Sammy, like to me, like it fell flat. Like
Yo, after this match, Jess coincidentally sent me a text message asking me if we can get some handcuffs, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?" The wrong time to ask that shit,
wrong time.
Man, does that not look like the end result of a bad bachelor party or something?
dude.
like
I
that?
mean, but I see where she got the idea. She sees fucking
It
rose
looks
petals.
like they both
The
ordered.
man's handcuffed.
They both ordered some fun for Valentine's Day, and then they got in the room and it was two guys.
Well, it was ripped
And they
off.
had to fight it out.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Of course, this is amazing, right? Like how they've done this whole.
dude, not just
This
for
whole
professional
story.
wrestling. If there was ever an argument for
storytelling,
WWE to win a fucking Emmy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
No,
Emmys, yeah,
agreed.
exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yo, that episode
Yeah.
of Raw, like during all that, like I'm not gonna lie, I got chills when that shit was
trial shit? Yeah,
the trial, yeah.
yeah,
like,
man.
legit.
yeah. But here's my question, and this is the only knock I'll have about this. And I agree with RN. They probably could have spaced this out a little bit longer here, but you don't want to go too far where it becomes stale.
but they
right?
couldn't
But
though because Mania is
hold
right
on.
around the corner. They couldn't though. This is
They
like,
still
you
have
can't go past
Elimination
Mania.
Chamber. They still had Elimination
Yeah.
Chamber, right?
Mhm.
And they have about 12 episodes of Raw and SmackDown to do this on too, right? But my question is, what
But they
was
also
it
have to
that
build up. Oh, so I'm sorry, BC. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, what was it that caused Sammy to turn? Was it Owens getting, completely blasted by these guys? Was it Roman pushing him in the face? Was it because if it's Owens getting destroyed, why didn't he jump in and do the same thing earlier in that?
Because
Right?
because
Or why would he want to keep trying to save a dude that has fucked him over 4,000
yeah,
times out of their entire career?
They're two brothers on opposite sides of the
Cain and
battlefield in a fucking
That's the
war.
two brothers they are, Cain and Abel.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's just a certain level of depravity. Yeah, man. I mean, it's the combination of
wrestling fans are shitty people and just want to see bad things happen to people. We did every time a group or a faction or a team gets together and it's so fucking good. Why is the first thing we go to is who's the bigger star? When are we going to break this up? Like, why did we need that? We literally have just been saying this is the best shit on TV for over a fucking year. Why do we need to end it?
Because for the same reason you had to end the Shield is you end it.
You didn't need to end the Shield. That was unnecessary.
You end it while you're at peak because it's better to fucking burn out than fade away. Go out with what I mean. Instead of just wondering how long you can milk this song and dance until people become indifferent. Why not go while everyone's at a fever pitch? It's the same reason why we get frustrated with like elite level athletes retiring in their prime, instead of like, look, you can get another 10 years. Sometimes it's just best to go out when you're fucking number one. And in this case, when the story is number one.
No, I think that's horse shit.
You. Yeah.
I think it's horse shit. I think we could have ran this out. I think this has been the best thing on TV. Why do we need it? And then if we don't, and then if it just ends up fucking Sammy and him, Kevin Owens and Sammy just fighting the Usos for the tag titles. Like, so we gave the best fucking wrestling story in maybe the last 10 years, and all it turned into was a tag team title match.
I don't think it's going that way. I mean, I could be wrong.
I think it is going. I think
but our end, where else could it have ended though? Look, the only alternative is that Sammy beats Roman 6 months down the line, and I just don't see it happening.
So okay, so then why do it then? Why do the breakup then?
Well,
we just have what we're going.
Well, I guess I was going to go back to why do this storyline. This build, they weren't going to do this for 8, 10, 12 months. This was not the plan.
It was supposed to be like
a Sammy made that plan, right? So I think a lot of it, they still had the end game. They just prolonged it because it was so good, right? But I guess my defense to the why are they doing this was I don't think it is soon, one, and then two, where else are they going to do it, and when can they do it, and what's the ultimate result if you don't do it this way now? Like you do it at
Elimination Chamber when it's his hometown and everything's there, and you set up a match for them at WrestleMania. You set up a match.
They don't want Sammy versus Roman for Mania.
I know, and that's again, like I said, it's all stupid. The Rock shit is dumb. Not doing Sammy versus Roman is dumb. Like my thing is like,
that brief moment when Sammy like stared him down for just a second. And before he turned away, just to get nose to nose.
It's so good. Like we didn't need to rush it. And I definitely don't want to end it for a fucking tag team title match. That's my main thing. It's like, I don't want this all to be the culmination, it being a fucking just a tag team title match.
Like when we got Jericho and fucking Kevin Owens after the Festival of Friendship, and then the feud fizzled over the sophomore match at Mania for the US title. And it was, I mean, I get that.
I don't think it's going to be that though. Like, I think I see where you guys are coming from, but I think they're going to make Kevin Owens and Sammy versus the Usos bigger than anything else. Like, I think that'll be one of the biggest matches on the card.
Might headline a pay-per-view.
I'm not disagreeing with you with that. Like, it's going to be fire. It's going to be dope. We're all going to be even the lead up to it is going to be awesome. Yeah. I know that. I get that. I understand that. But
y'all don't think we're going to get Jay and Roman?
Well,
that was a weird twist.
I wasn't expecting last night. That was the wrinkle I did not expect.
So let me preface this by saying, like, just as like a different viewpoint on this. When I was watching it, I couldn't think of I could not find myself thinking how I would book it or what they should have done differently or where we're at in this story.
I was so call yourself a wrestling fan.
I was captivated by the moment, and I wasn't thinking of anything else. And one of the cool things that to me that really stuck out was how it organically the view went over to Jay. Like, and then you have this moment of realization. Jay was the original de facto, to Roman. He was the original one. And not to mention, another way of looking, like the way I interpreted it was the obvious statement of Jay was the one guy wanting to keep Sammy out, and Sammy not only fought to win Jay's approval, but through that, how I took it was also shedding humanity into the bloodline, and I think that's what stuck
What
out to Jay.
I took it as him having flashbacks of what Roman did to him.
Right.
Yeah, that too. No, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows. You have a leader who leads with an iron fist, is unforgiving and no heart, and then you have this other guy that came in is the complete opposite.
My idea that I had for this that I've been booking, I know it would never happen, but I wanted it to be the Usos and everybody turn on Roman, and Sammy's the one that fucking saves him, and then we set up for like a rock and sock connection from here on out, fucking them just destroying people.
Roman and just
being
the odd
funny.
couple.
Yeah, like super odd couple. Like, I've been here for you, man. It's always been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's down and out. Nobody's there. And fucking Sammy's the only person he's got left. Like, I thought that would have been a better way to end it then. Or if we get Jay with Sammy and Kevin Owens and the, you know what I'm saying, to split the bloodline that way, 3-3.
Dude, I want to see Jay go after Roman. I said it a long time ago and everyone thought I was crazy, but I was like, dude, it really feels like to me like Jay should be the one going after that belt. But I mean, Jay or Sammy, to be honest with you, Jay or Sammy.
So you think Jay had PTSD with that?
Yeah, that's what I always thought. Like, I just thought that they brought back flashbacks. Like, he did the same shit to me, and and it made me stay closer to him and be his fucking right hand man afterwards.
True. Yeah. Anyway, well, and I wasn't shitting on the angle, to be quite honest. That's the only thing I'm going to say is like, what was it that made him snap to finally go after Roman? And it's like, why didn't you do that earlier when your boy is just getting absolutely decimated? Or why didn't you go after the Usos? They're the ones that are super kicking the living hell out of him, right? But again, it was Oscar-worthy storyline and all that stuff that was going on. It's just fantastic. I mean, Sammy's been amazing, and I think they got lightning in a bottle with this, and they just had to figure out where to go with this, because this was not the plan from day one.
My thing is just like Kevin Owens has screwed him over every time they've been together. Well, his debut was him fucking powerbombing Sammy on the ring apron and stuff. Like, it's always been him completely destroying Sammy, and you're gonna give up this thing you've been working and fighting to be a part of for over a year. You're giving it up for this dickhead.
Yeah, like, but in the storytelling defense, they've been, for the last 3 months, Owens has been saying that outright and saying, but like they've done the explanation over the last 3 months, like whether it's Owens explaining where he was coming from, or and Owens wearing Sammy's shirts and all that. Like, they've done that sort of build where, okay, yes, I've done that in the past, and he even said it, but this, you know what I mean? Or like, here I'm coming from. So I think they acknowge that. Yeah,
that going with the devil, I guess that's the best explanation.
And I mean, like, it's a classic pro wrestling story where your friends or whatever, the enemies are closer than, you know what I mean? Like, they've always constantly been that back and forth brother/enemy, right? So, but anyway, I think they have tried to explain that away a little bit, especially Owens, like with his actions and sort of thing. And to me, it's not so much PTSD, because Jay's now responding to the video he made on Raw just Monday, saying, no, I made this video. Look at all the times he's helped us and saved us, including me, and I'm now aware of all the shit he's done for me.
Exactly. That's exactly how I took it.
That's him saying, no, he is our boy because of all the shit he's done for me and us, and stop doing this to him, right? Like, he doesn't give a shit about KO. I don't think that's where Jay's coming from it at all.
No, he was fucking ready to kill him.
Right.
He was screaming to kill him, man.
Yeah. He's like, don't do this to the guy who's
Sammy.
helped us immensely, right? So
yeah, man. Also, to BC, to answer your question, man, I think the catalyst is the catalyst for Sammy to finally go was he had Roman put his hands on him like 3 times. Like, dude, you get pie face, you wake up. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
he was on the fence about Kevin, but you know, at once, you know, the getting pie faced by Roman and getting him like headbutting you and shit and degrading you, like, you know, it just builds up. It's like you just snap, you know.
Yeah, and that's my question. Which was it that did it? Because if the explanation that says, well, I had enough of seeing my friend getting beaten up. Well, you watched him get beat up for a pretty long time there, dude. Yeah.
Well, I think, you take that and you just combine with the moment, the realization of like where you stand in the pecking order is like, I love the red herring that they did because it makes it like how they gave that slight like 1-2 second moment where Sammy looked at Roman's back only to look away and they carry forward. So it feels like, oh, they got that tease out of the way. And then he went and actually did it. Oh, it was beautiful. It was a nice misleading touch. It was like, dude, it's grade A cinema. I've already gone back and watched the segment 2 more times today. Like while I was at work, I still ran that shit. And then I ran a fucking reaction video of like some YouTubers, just watching them react to it. It was, I'm obsessed with that angle. It's one of my all-time favorite moments in television now.
Yeah, I mean, aside from like they couldn't really go too wrong with this. I mean, they did a great job with it, to be quite honest. I mean, and I could see that tag team battle being a main event thing over the long run because they've made the Usos so huge now, and now Sammy and Kevin Owens are massive. So now you got 2 super teams that are going to run the gauntlet right now, and then. But now with the whole Jey Uso thing, I don't know what's going to happen with that.
We literally could just be midway through this whole story. You know, this whole
That's
part
true,
that got us through
That's
here
true,
could
too.
literally just be the first couple chapters in a long story.
Well, as Dave said, like, you know, there's still another year of storyline, you know, with this. So and we don't know where this is going, or who knows? They might have a big makeup ceremony come from SmackDown or Raw. Who knows?
Or he backtracks, or he kind of like owns up, say, "Oh, I fucked up," you know what I mean, and all that stuff. Like they could go that route too.
Yeah, like what's the difference between this beatdown by Roman on Sammy and the whole nearly killing Jay in a cage? Jay still acquiesced and went with him, right?
Right.
Jimmy. It was Jimmy who almost got killed by the guillotine.
Oh, I thought no, I meant the match, the Hell in a Cell wasn't that Jay and Roman? That
Yeah,
had that?
but was that?
You're muted, RN, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that the one where he quit? He
Jim,
whatever I thought.
That was a while ago, though, right? Wasn't it?
right
yeah,
at the
that
beginning
was
of this
early,
whole
that was
thing.
like super early on. Like Jimmy was out with the injury and shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he put Jimmy in a guillotine and was like choking the life. He was gonna kill him.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
and then
threw the towel in or whatever.
Jay woke up and fucking saw all that.
Right.
And then tapped out and quit.
Right.
Yeah. That was main event Jay at that time. That's
Dude,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
And
that's my bad. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's how long this story's been going on.
Yeah,
Holy
Jesus,
crap.
that's forever ago.
That was 2 years ago, damn near.
Yep.
Yeah.
And fucking
Kudos to them.
and we're back there again with Jay.
Yeah.
Like we were finally back to it. Like I said, like the way I interpreted it was Jay lost his humanity over the last couple of years. Like we got to see like a peak Jay, and Sami Zayn just gave it back to him. Like through that trial, Sami Zayn reestablished that dude's humanity. It's gonna be weird because I see Jay as peak babyface right next to Sammy. No one's gonna be able to boo at Jay. Like they're not gonna be able to boo that man, and that's why I'm like hesitant about this tag, like the Usos versus Owens and Zayn, unless the match is Jay and Jimmy are just on different fucking islands, but they're still wrestling together, and that's how they lose.
But then also you have the tag title tournament, right? They're trying to purposely split the titles up, and so maybe that plays into it too. Like, would they even be champs at that time, right?
Nah, man, I'm so intrigued by this shit. Like,
there's so many good moving parts right now. It's crazy.
And you want to add a nice little wrinkle in here? Did you see Jacob Fatu even made a comment on it?
Oh, fuck, dude.
He's like, blood in, blood out. You're out, Jay. That type of thing. Could you imagine if Jacob Fatu comes into this?
Fuck, dude. I mean,
I guess he's not. He can say whatever he wants on Twitter, I guess. But why would he like inject himself like that? I guess. Like, I would love for him to be actually signed and join in, but
him and Solo as a tag team would be fucking fire.
Oh,
New 3-minute warning.
No.
Oh, shit,
3-minute warning.
Yeah, dude. Jamal. God damn, Jamal and Rosie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Which one was Umaga again, Jamal?
No, Rosie
He was. Yeah, no, he was Jamal. Yeah, Umaga was
Yeah,
Jamal.
Jamal
and-
was.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because
Yeah,
because Rosie was the
superhero in
shit.
training.
Superhero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
shit. I fucking
Yeah.
remember that joke, dude. As a fucking like
Peak
14-year-old,
WWE.
like
Mhm.
14-year-old, I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Hey, mom, they got to be able to have a swear word on TV.
Allison saying Jay posted a photo from last night and a photo after Hell in a Cell with Roman and said it running it back.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
We'll see, bro. Like, I'm there, dude. Could you imagine if you get 2 main eventers out of this? If you get Sami
Mhm.
Zayn in that world title scene, maybe future champ, and Jay. Like, Jay would be such a feel-good fucking champ because he'd be that guy that's forever tied to like a fucking tag team identity, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
And if he could break that mold, that's a huge accomplishment.
Will
if that's
saying
what
this
he-
is.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say if that's ultimately, if that's the goal, but yeah, I think that's be fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah, Will saying the beat story in wrestling right now.
Yeah.
So 5-star chef, but not 5-star speller.
Battlestar Galactica beats.
Beats.
Street
Oh,
Farm.
man.
Christ.
So, all right. So at the end of the night, let's give our thoughts here on our overall feeling on this, because if you listen to the internet, the interwebs right now, there's a lot of complaints about it. But I got to say, number one, leading into this, everybody said, Cody's got to win. He's got to win. It's going to be the culmination of the storyline. They got Cody winning. We want to see Sammy turn on the bloodline. We want to see the breakup of the bloodline. We got Sammy turning on the bloodline. We don't want a bunch of old timers and a bunch of former has-been stars come into the Royal Rumble. The only thing
know
we
who
got was
tweeted
Booker
that.
T, right? You know, like we got all these things, yet people are still saying it was a crappy Royal Rumble, and because we didn't get The Rock, we didn't get Sasha, we didn't get Naomi, when WWE never advertised any of those things or even hinted around, or Jay White or any of these people. So, what's
Dude,
your guys' thoughts overall on this Rumble?
Fuck the internet, man.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't,
I thought.
dude.
I just like calling them out.
Yeah, man. It's you know what, like fuck trying to like find like validation in your opinion online, because you never know who's real, who's not, who's even worth fucking listening to and who's not. Like, dude, find your own opinion and stick with it. And if people disagree, cool. That's just because there's fucking billions of us. Like, I think the show was fantastic. Granted, I skipped a lot of the filler in it. My partner was wrong in thinking it was mid, and that's okay. It's all right.
Listen to what he just said. He skipped all the parts that made it mid.
No. I didn't skip matches. I skipped the in between matches. So once one match ended, I fast forwarded to the next match, to the entrances of the next match. The only segment I actually skipped was the live performance. That was it, man. But I watched every match.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it was mid. It was like a B- C+ for me. Like, I'm glad that we didn't have a bunch of old fucks in the Rumble and stuff. And like, I really wish it wasn't Booker T, because I hate Booker T. But I'm glad he was only in it for like 2 seconds and got thrown the fuck out. Everything was, like I said, the best match of the night to me was like what Will said. It was Cody versus Walter at the end of the men's Rumble. Like,
Yeah.
that was the best match of the night. That 10, 15 minutes we got of them. But like I said, it wasn't. I don't think it was terrible by any means. I don't think it was great either. It was a good show.
Jay?
Yeah, no, I mean, nothing more to add. I think we've kind of beat that dead horse. I thought it was an enjoyable show that delivered on what I was hoping for, and ever since the Saudis have bought the WWE quote unquote journalistic story, none of that shit anymore matters when it's coming from the dirt sheet. So,
Right.
like, that's my take on it now in 2023. I'm just watching purely for the enjoyment of it, and I was thoroughly entertained by what I saw. So,
Yeah, man.
Well, I for me, like, immediately I texted Jay and I said, like, this is the best Royal Rumble ever, because you had Pat McAfee come out to start the show off. Crowd pop for that.
How about fucking Michael Cole calling Dominic Mysterio a piece of shit?
yeah.
And they were like,
That's great.
unplug Michael. Unplugged Michael Cole is the
It's
best
awesome.
fucking announcer
Yeah.
in wrestling.
Yeah.
He's
Michael
unhinged.
Cole unplugged, like he knows the name of moves now and shit. Like he's calling people pieces of shit. Like he's talking shit to Corey Graves, like
Talking
fuck
shit
Graves.
about Top Dollar or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, fucking ripping
Bro,
it
Probably
back.
lasted longer than
Unplugged.
Top Dollar would have. You know?
He's literally Mr. Smith in fucking The Matrix. Unplugged fucking Michael
my
Cole
God.
is a
He's
fucking
amazing.
villain, and I fucking love him.
Yo, and then Pat McAfee asking Michael Cole about Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. He was like, "What was
Yeah,
their
what's
tag
the
team
name
name
again?"
again?"
Oh, yeah.
and putting him on the spot. And the fact that Cole rolled with it and was like, "Oh, it's not TV friendly," and they actually played up the joke was it was
No,
fantastic. I
Cole,
was like,
Cole
"God,
Uncensored.
Yeah.
Fuck, like,
Dude,
like
it's
we could
so
have been
good.
getting this for the last 20 fucking years.
I don't
Like,
even
are
think
you
it's
kidding
Cole
me?
uncensored. It's Cole enjoying what he's doing and not having Vince fucking
Yeah, that's what,
screaming
no,
his
not
face off.
uncensored. I
at him,
meant,
you know
I
what
meant
mean?
unplugged.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying,
Yeah, man.
without the fucking back shoving shit. Like, make sure you say stupendous and fucking
Because the-
greatest match. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I
chemistry
saw
between-
something. There was some meme floated
This is
around
what
the
you're
internet.
getting, man. That's the Roy.
That's
the
what
Roy
it is,
page,
man. Vince, when Vince is the picture on the left, that's definitely Vince in your ear every day. Yeah.
the fucking meme of Ben Affleck smoking a cigarette outside. And shit.
Oh my god.
I
look
just
at the
think-
look at the gyno on him. Holy
Yeah,
God, man.
but
Yeah.
like there was some meme floated around, like, and it was genuine. I think it was like, "Thank you, Michael Cole. We really didn't appreciate you up until this point, while you had Vince in your ear for the last 25 years or whatever. Now we're at it." But picture a match and then picture it without listening to Cole play it up, right? I mean, he does do a really good job of adding that energy to a match, right? And yes, he's been annoying through the years, but I'm sorry, the AEW commentary is still leaps and bounds below any production value from WWE
Facts.
TV still right now. Like,
Facts.
their commentary, as good as you might think Excalibur is, he pales in comparison to the actual like style you get from WWE.
I like Cole and McAfee. Is,
Oh, they're great.
A fucking just an undeniable
Yeah.
powerhouse of a duo. That's going to be hard to beat no matter.
I
where
think
you go.
Wade Barrett's been doing great too, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that
He's
I
just
like
got the
about Cole
accent.
and McAfee is too is like they don't have that like contentious like beef in between them. Like
Yeah.
they fuck with each other. Like, and I think that makes it.
They're boys.
That-
they're clearly
Yeah,
friends.
Yeah,
I
man.
think that makes it so much better. That McAfee's the asshole, but everybody has that asshole friend that you got to kind of reel back
Yeah.
sometimes when you go places. Like you can't say that at a little kid's birthday party. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has that friend. I
Yeah.
love that dynamic of relationship. is That yes, McAfee's clearly the heel, but so is Cole sometimes, and they go back and forth from like who they like and who they
Yeah.
don't like, and sometimes he has to reel McAfee in. Like, or last night, McAfee reeling him in. Like, no, cheering him on. Like, sometimes that asshole friend cheers you on to be an asshole too. It's like, no, say it, Michael Cole. Call him what he is. Say it again. You know what I'm saying? After because he started to say and cut himself off, and then McAfee's like, no, fucking say it. Like we all got that guy in our crew or grew up with that guy who's, you know what I'm saying? So like that's what I love the most about their relationship is like how like the chemistry is ridiculous that they developed over that short of a time. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it
yeah.
reminds me of you remember that movie Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Right.
You know, like it just reminds me that like Michael Cole and Corey Graves are like Michael Cole's like fucking Tom Hanks's wife, and she's moved on. She's got Corey Graves, and then Pat McAfee is Tom Hanks, and he comes home from the fucking island,
Right.
and she's like, "Yeah, I got this thing going on," and then it takes all of like fucking 30 seconds to cheat on his new husband. Like,
Right.
Oh,
Reignite
man.
the flame.
yeah, dude.
Oh, he got out of there quick. He got up there and gave him a hug. That shit was dope.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
dude, I never thought I'd feel kind of bad for Corey Graves, but I was like, Corey Graves, you are so like out of your element right now.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen I've never thought of Corey Graves as being like an obvious third wheel, and that's
Right.
what he felt like last night. It's like you are definitely the third wheel here, bro.
But I gotta say, like, great booking to start off with Sheamus and Gunther too, or yeah, it was Sheamus and
Yeah,
Gunther to
Sheamus
start
and
off
Gunther.
with. And something I enjoyed too is like we are back to the big meaty men era here in WWE for a lot of this stuff. Like, where we're doing the whole Monday Nitro and Raw stuff from the '90s, and you see guys like say a Billy Gunn in the ring back in the day, and he was not the biggest dude
No.
in the ring at that time. But you watch him in AEW, and he's
He's a fucking
towering over
giant.
these people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like he's 7 foot tall.
But you look in the ring in that Rumble at times, man. Like you at one point, you had Sheamus, Drew, Gunther, Brock, Lashley, and it might have been Baron Corbin. I don't know who the other one
It was Corbin.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too. Like nobody really realized how big Gunther is until he had that match with Sheamus when they're looking eye to eye. Like you don't really, and like you said, a lot of it was the indie stuff and everything like that. But like, and he was even bigger. Like he's lost weight and shit, and like slimmed down. Like he's a huge fucking guy.
But even just him face to face with Brock was like a moment in itself, right?
Yeah, that was the
that
moment.
was
sprinkling seeds, right? Yeah.
That's SummerSlam is what that is. That's a SummerSlam match.
And if we got Brock as Intercontinental Champion, like tell me
that would actually be pretty cool. Yeah,
because I'm sure that's probably the only belt he hasn't held.
Yeah. It's kind of like when didn't he win 24/7? Just toss it away or something like that.
No. I fantasy booked him as the 24/7 champ. Is what I did.
Oh,
said,
that's right.
Yeah, I said Brock would have been the best 24/7 champ because it would just be him annoyed that mid carders kept throwing themselves at him, and he'd just be swatting them like gnats, like just throughout his day. Like whereas Stone Cold was jumping Booker T in the grocery store, you'd have the same scenario, but Brock would just jab a guy. And he'd fucking die right there. And Brock would go on with his shopping, you know. Yeah. Just him just not giving a fuck, but also not willing to let a title go.
Brock Lesnar as Intercontinental champ would be fire.
I agree.
The only complaint I had about the men's Rumble, it was kind of at the end, it seemed like aside from Seth and you knew Gunther was going to be there and Cody was going to be there, but it just felt like it wasn't as star-packed as the middle part of it. But, you know,
I think we got all Triple H's guys. I think that's what that last 6 thing was him showing you these are the ones. So pay attention. Like that's what that
which
like
includes
Seth
Logan
too.
Paul.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I'm okay with that.
I am too. Like all those that was last what was it? Probably like the last 8 remaining, not like whatever order they came, but that last 8 to me, it just showed me him saying these are who my guys are moving forward. And it just kind of whittled them out one by one until it got down to Cody and Gunther. And that to me was the most telling part of this Rumble was like, okay, these are the ones moving forward. Right. Like it's going to be him, especially if they keep the undisputed title shit. I'm sure Cody's probably going to be more on Raw than he is on SmackDown. So that means who's on SmackDown? Gunther.
Right. And not a coincidence that Gunther's the IC champ and then Cody's the potential world champ, right?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So once Cody wins it, I think he's going to be, we know he's probably going to be on Raw more. So then, and Roman's probably going to be gone for a little bit. So then who's your next guy up? Right. Like your Lashley was for Raw. It's Gunther. And they showed us that. Like that's what I took away from that last bit. That last probably half hour of the Rumble was like Triple H putting us in a position to show us like, these are the guys I'm behind. These are the guys you need to be looking out for and be behind as well.
Yeah, because you had Theory in there as well. You had Logan Paul, Seth, and I forget who the 6th person was. But yeah, I mean, just at one point in the middle of that Rumble, I'm sitting there going, holy shit, look at the talent that's in that ring at this time. Just crazy. Yeah.
Ricochet too, like surprisingly. Like
that was the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like which actually that shouldn't be surprising. I mean, because how heavily he propped him up in NXT. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised at that.
I like that he's being used. It's not so much like a contrasting like where he went from dude who's like jobbing to the stars to like now like top of the card. He's just been kind of gradually. He's like leveled up just like a couple levels. So where it's like he's much.
He's Rey Mysterio that speaks English. Like, I don't understand, like, why they have not. No, like, seriously, like, they've been looking for that type. Like, I know the Rey stuff is more because, like, the Mexico stuff and everything. And
they want the Mexican market.
I was just gonna say he doesn't have the like the actual like.
But they got Santos. That's
stuff.
Santos is the one that I've been calling.
He's the man. I love Santos.
If you ask anybody on the NXT shit, I've been calling that Santos is going to be the one that takes that for them. Like, because he has potential to be a face or a fucking dirty heel, like whatever you need him to be, and he can speak both languages fluently, which is the main.
And he looks amazing. He looks like a badass. He looks like a champ.
And when you go back to Mexico, people know who he is.
Yeah.
Whether he wears a mask or not, like he'll be known, he'll be cheered. People will come to the show specifically to see him. And I think that that's what they've been looking for for fucking what, a
And
decade
they
now
already
to
got
replace
him. Didn't he
Ray?
just do a live event down in Mexico? And he got like they did
Yeah.
a big thing for him down in Mexico. Yeah.
And you still have Mello and Breaker and
Mhm.
Grayson
Yeah,
Waller
to come.
sitting down in NXT ready to come up too, right? So
Yeah.
it's there's some good stuff ready to happen there. Yeah.
Grace, dude, I love the Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller and shit that like Grayson Waller shit that I see like I tune into.
Yeah.
I think
love
Grace
it.
is going to be the bigger star out of all of them.
I think he will.
Wow.
I'm coming around to that idea too. Like that, it's like he's getting seasoning as time goes on.
Right.
Like he,
And I like
he
that-
really is just getting better and better.
I like that these weren't Triple H's guys, so he's not in a rush to bring them up.
Right.
And they're getting down there. And now they're gonna. Aren't they gonna be traveling and shit too now too? So then now these guys will get road experience, and they still get to hold off and not get thrown to the fucking fire and raw. And they're not gonna change their names when they come up, so that's always a plus too.
Continuation. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Yeah, that's Royal Rumble in a nutshell, man. Like it's I don't know. I think it was a decent show. I don't think it was the worst Rumble ever, as everybody was talking about. I thought they got some good storylines, and I'm excited about what's going to happen. And we got Mania starting to line up and look pretty good too.
Hells yeah.
All right. Before we get going, boys, how's the journey going for the two of you? I know you're hitting some milestones lately. What's going on with the whole the battle?
Oh, you talking about like drinking?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Fucking. I got a year coming up on Thursday. I don't know when you put this out, but yeah, like this.
It's out right now. It's live, brother.
Oh yeah, that's
right. Yeah, appreciate it. No, man, it's really good. Dang, man, the thing is I've been like really introspective lately, thinking about like how I've hitting a year. And usually it gets me like in this like really sentimental mood, but I'm coming off of this goofy fucking show with you guys. And so like now I'm just going to talk down about this accomplishment that I'm personally super proud of. But no, it's fucking, it feels good to be healthy and actually doing shit again. You know what? That's the cool thing about is like when I stop focusing on drinking is like, I've been focused on developing like personality again. And I don't mean like talking like online, but like actually doing stuff I enjoy again, like fucking going out, like skating and shit. I had some like mom, I think like hit on me or like try to hit on me at a fucking park the other day with some kids. It was some crazy shit. Like our kids got along really good. And so we were chatting up and I was like, how old are yours? How old are yours? And we found out we knew some of the same people. But then I was like, hey, are you kids hungry? My wife runs a restaurant right down the street. We'll feed them. We'll get them some pizza or something. And she, this chick, no shit. I know us guys think like any woman's hitting on us if they fucking like are even slightly nice to us. But she did say, instead of like eating there, how about we just get the pizza and come back here? And this park was pretty private. And I was like, oh, that's a red flag. I was like, lady, I have to show up at this store so I can explain to my wife I didn't just randomly pick up some single mom at the fucking park. All right. And but yeah, I'm having fun doing that shit sober. I wasn't doing that when I was sober. I mean, when I was drinking. Yeah, just fucking running into like soccer moms.
It was 4 months for me on this past Wednesday. So yeah, we just
yeah, dude.
I mean, it just kind of worked out that he was already going through his journey and then I started mine. So like it kind of worked out that I had somebody to kind of bounce shit off of. And he's my fucking sponsor. Motherfucker called me every holiday, like, you good? Did you drink yet? I'm like, no, man. Fuck.
I was like, dude, did you get through New Year's? I was like, RN. You said you did. I was shocked, man. I don't know why I thought you were gonna crack. But I think it's because you kept posting shit like you at like a fucking bar or like parties.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that too was me like kind of ripping the Band-Aid off, like me not hanging out, not doing anything. Like that's not realistic. Like it's gonna happen eventually.
You have to get out there still. Like, you have to get out.
I had to. So like once I did it, and like once I was there, I'm like, all right, it's not that bad. And then all my friends are like you, checking my fucking cup every time they walk by and stuff, like smelling it to see what's in it. Like it's just fucking Diet Coke. Like I'm really sober. I'm not. And now it's like random people like come like, what are you drinking? Like soda, bro. Like who are you? Do I even know you?
Well,
like,
you need to be grateful, man. You got people that fucking care enough to bug you.
It's fucking awesome. So like I enjoy it. Like I said, it's
there's people right out there right now drinking themselves in a hole and nobody's calling them.
Right.
And those are the people like I hope to reach. You know what I mean? Like without trying to make myself feel or sound bigger than I am. but those are the people that I want to
Yeah,
that
that's the
like
best part.
I
The
want
random,
to
I get at
hear
least one
that.
random message a week of someone saying like, "Thanks for posting your shit." Like I've always been scared to say anything about it or do it, but thank you for posting. Like those are that's the
Yeah.
best part about all of this is like seeing people that you didn't think were paying attention to you, or
Mhm.
and people that really need help and really wanted to reach out, but didn't have the balls to do it or just felt like uneasy about doing it, like reaching out. Like that's the best fucking part about all this. And that's why I've been sharing my journey like with Kyle, like to let people know like everybody fucking has problems and goes through some shit. You got somebody, even if you don't know us, we're here for you.
Yeah, man, exactly. Reach out, dude. If that's like at the end of the day, it sounds so fucking cliche, but there's a reason why things sound cliche and you hear them all the time is because there's some truth to the matter. And like in talking to people, opening up, making yourself vulnerable, and then holding yourself accountable, like all those things will just give you strength to like move forward and start like fucking getting out of the house again and
All
trying
right,
to let
fuck all
yourself
that.
be
The
happy.
monkeys are coming. We're
Fuck
sober.
no, dude.
The
Okay.
monkeys are coming. I already told Kyle I'm naming the first monkey we get Tyson because he fucking mocked me and ridiculed me and said that we couldn't. So I'm naming him Kyle Tyson Jr. KYT. So
Yo, Jess, who she finally randomly tuned into like you and I shooting the other week, but she tuned in to you just in time for you to say like you were naming your monkey fucking like Kyle or something, and with no context, this threw her the fuck off, bro. It was the funniest goddamn thing whenever I went to bed that night.
Look at this here. I just pulled up.
That's one of my boys,
Jesus.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's one of his puppies.
Route 4 kennels here. My wife is watching, so this could be dangerous. By
You know, you get the family discount.
Look at that. Look at this breed here. Now you just need the monkey to show up, on there.
That we're only breeding dogs, and I told Kyle I'm jerking these dogs off to get this monkey, man. And I'll fuck with my daughter all the time. You're gonna bring your dad in for career day. I'm not gonna say nothing about me selling it, technology and stuff. I'm only coming in with the gloves and shit in the video of me jerking Steve off.
Do you ever consider it's like, hey kids, do you like jerking off? Do you like dogs?
Oh man, no man, proud of you guys because you're not only just going through this little journey here, but you're also doing it in public because you're out there. You're putting that, and people can say, "Oh, that's just whatever." There's a couple of guys talking about what they're doing as far as sobriety, but you're being held accountable by a worldwide audience right now. So that's a lot of pressure on you. So good on you guys for doing that and not just doing it, but then you're saying to people, reach out if you need some help or need somebody to talk to about this, right?
I did. I mean, all of that is just like the secondary rewards for like I did it for myself and specifically for my family, for my kids. Like I was fucking up and doing shit that made my kids not want to be around me and all that. And I was like, it's enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? So all that other stuff is just rewards from it. But like rebuilding those relationships that I fucked up in my personal life and everything like that. Like that's what this is all about. Like I told Kyle, like I don't know if I'll ever drink again. Honestly, like it's. Like I've done this before. Like a couple years ago, I went like 7 months without drinking. Like I went 3 months this past year without drinking. Like, but it was just doing it to do it. Like it wasn't no real purpose behind it. Now there's like an actual purpose that I care about. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever drink again.
No, good on you. Good on you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's it is at the very everything is with selfish intent. Like you have to do it for yourself. You can't. You're never gonna have like an addiction and give it up for other people. It's the wrong motivation. And that was one thing that I learned too. Is like it. So it sounds bad when you use the word selfish, but
you have to.
You have to be.
You have to be exactly. And
it's the one time where being selfish is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was my thing too. Like dealing with that part, like dealing with the selfish part, like having to understand, like, can't do this for anybody else. No one else is gonna really fucking help me with it. Like, no one else is gonna understand it. Like like you said, you gotta pull yourself apart, pull yourself back from everything, and it just be you. Like, and sometimes you're on an island by your fucking self, but you got to do what you got to do to get through it. So,
yeah, man. No, it's not wrong. It's had its unfortunate like some negatives. Like I think the biggest negative, other than constantly being self-conscious of not being the fucking sober guy personality. Like just that shit like makes me want to throw up. Is like if somebody's like ever were to describe me like, oh, that's just the guy that's sober. Like I'd rather be like that's the nerdy guy who talks about board games and pro wrestling. Like I would much rather be that person.
Man, fuck all that. I'm a peacock. I don't give a fuck about whether I'm drinking or not. I'm the life of the fucking party.
But
I'm here. I keep everything jumping. Like I'm still
exactly.
I fuck with everybody like I'm their Uber driver and shit when I'm DDing them and stuff, and I ask them for 5-star ratings and shit and everything. And their drunk asses get a kick out of that. So like I'm still here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not drunk anymore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd say I think the biggest bummer though that came from it, to be honest, is like I actually lost my relationship with my brother. I have a younger brother that very close with, but he's going through the same shit. Like he's drinking himself in a hole just like I was. And like I said, you know, you can't quit for somebody else. So I've encouraged him like so much to like, hey bro, like I'm cleaning myself up, you know, let me help you. Like I've offered for him to move in and all this and that. And at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He's going on 30. He, you know, he it's not what he wants to do, but like the unfortunate side effect of my sobriety is he doesn't want to like talk as much, I think, with me. And I think it's like I talked to my parents and they said it's probably because it might bum him out. Like to see that shit, and that can be a bummer. But the bigger lesson, before I end up being like too fucking depressing over here, is that you got to have
wrap this shit up, man. We're fucking
yeah, dude. You got us on the fucking
dragging the
soapbox,
thing
man. You got us on
No, man, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking it's an ordeal, dude. But at the end of the day, man, I appreciate you guys. You guys have always encouraged us to talk about this shit at least for a little bit every time. So.
Well, and I mean, yeah, what you're saying with your brother, it might be that he's looking in the mirror, you know?
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Yeah. But you know what? It'll come around. And it's just like you guys, you need the right time, the right motivation for it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, RN, you got to let Jay know about the FaceTime with Docs.
Oh yeah, I had to FaceTime Dawkins. That shit was fucking crazy.
What?
Yeah, a buddy of mine. He's from this area in Ohio, like Cincinnati, and a buddy of mine works and goes to school with his brother or some shit. And he was in town for Raw, and he's a huge Bengals fan. So they were at this like tailgating, like bar party thing, and he was there. He was kind of lit, but we got to FaceTime for like 10-15 minutes. It was fucking ridiculous and hilarious at the same time.
All right, look at the group chat, RN, really quick. Speaking of Dawkins, this is a good segue.
Which group chat? We're in like 12.
This 4-person group chat.
Oh, okay. Fucker.
As we all try to check it now. Oh, yeah.
That poor guy.
I felt that. Tough break, my guy.
It's Dawkins. Fucking really sad. The Bengals just lost tonight.
Not to veer off that, but what the hell happened with Montez last night? Like, what was that?
Yo, did you see I think if I recall that correctly, when he got eliminated, that was Bianca Belair's family.
It's Bianca's family. Yeah, he even said he did it right in front of my friends.
Oh my god, dude! What if the story is like your girl is a bigger success than you? That drives me crazy. Oh,
maybe.
It always brings up I always think of the like Drake line. Like I know that might go over y'all said, but is that a world tour or your girls tour? That's what I always feel like with Montez and fucking Bianca.
It was so weird. Like you were expecting a big moment. There's a picture of the FaceTime there. Jay,
There's
just if you
fucking
need
proof it happened.
Proof.
Dude, you can doctor that shit. Shut the fuck up.
That's
so easy.
That grainy fucking messed up
No,
photo.
Photoshop is a wonderful thing now.
Dude, RN, this is coming from the guy who's got a photo of him out at the nightclub with Selena Gomez. All right, so I don't want to hear shit about some doctored.
I didn't make that though. Adam made that.
Jay, you'll get this, but doesn't that look like Cabby instead of Dawkins? Do you
Yeah,
remember Cabby
bit.
from the Score? Yeah,
A little bit.
yeah. But no, like I was expecting this big moment from Montez, at least one crazy high jump or something like that. It was just like nothing. It was almost like there was a botch. Do you think there was a botch? Like, Austin talks about it in 96, I think it was. He was supposed to be in that Rumble a lot longer. He lost his grip on the rope, fell off, and that was it. He's out of there, right?
How was Montez eliminated? Was he suplexed out? Because didn't one of them get hoisted up like in a suplex and just like tossed?
Yeah, was
I know
that?
he landed on his feet? I can't remember who tossed him out, but he fucking landed on his feet. And
Yeah,
everything.
he landed clean.
He's clean.
He
I don't
snuck the
know.
landing.
It was strange.
Well, I mean, it was strange also that him and Angelo Dawkins were entered so far apart as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
Dawkins came in and was eliminated before Montez, because Dawkins was eliminated by Brock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought it was just a play up that he disappointed Bianca's family.
Right.
That's actually brilliant if that's the case.
Yeah, man.
Because I think a heel Tez would be pretty fun.
Dude, watch
Right.
me get vignettes of like fucking Bianca eating at home with her country family and them just talking shit about Montez, like he's not good enough for you. Like, oh my god.
It was Priest. It was Priest that eliminated him.
Okay.
Wasn't it like a choke slam right over the top or something like that?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
his choke slam move is, but fucking Montez landed on his fucking feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't a botch then, because that's when
Yeah.
the Hot Topic Bullet Club was doing their thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. All right, we should get this thing wrapped up because you guys have been more than gracious with your time. So before we do, let's hear it. Just pimp your shit. Let's go. Let's hear everything. I want to sell some dogs. I want to sell some monkeys, and I want to sell some podcasts.
I guess I'll go first, get out the way. Ralph 4 Kennels on IG, Ralph 4 Kennels on Facebook, Me and Jelly Bean Productions on YouTube, Mr. 8984 on Twitter, ARA 894 on IG. Hit me up if you want to argue. Hit me up if you want to talk some shit. I always want the smoke, and hit me up for any support for your mental health or sobriety journey. Thank you.
Yeah, RN nailed it. If you want dogs that were bred and conceived after this black man fucking jerked off the dog, go fucking to Ralph 4 Kennels. And otherwise, you can listen to us cut it up. We were supposed to shoot our episode tonight, but we decided to hang out with you guys.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Twitch.tv/Smacked Raw. You can catch our show. We call it the Rewind. I know it's confusing because we're the Smacked Raw podcast and it's Rewind. Long fucking story, and we'll describe it some other day. But hit me up on Twitter at the Kai Tai Show. You can talk to me about fucking TV, movies, UFC, and pro wrestling. I'm just like I fucking hate how much I know about pop culture. I had someone ask me, like, they were like, just out of the blue, playing fucking Paper Planes, that song from like 10 years ago.
Right.
And they're like, wasn't this big on a movie? And like, without a fucking like hesitation, I was like, yeah, it's Pineapple Express, right? Why does that shit come so clearly? But it takes me like an hour to remember my mom's birthday. Like, I don't fucking get it. But yes, I'm all about pop culture. And yeah, so at the Kai Tai Show on Twitter, and at SmackDown Pod as well for our show channel.
Nice. Jay?
Well, you're coming to me. You usually do this part of the show. You can hit me up at J Myers WWTT on Twitter. I may or may not see your message. Depends on the state of my phone notifications. But that's the long and short of it.
You can tell he never does this part.
No, I don't.
Dude, Jay just sounded like he's like, you can text me, but I'm gonna ghost the fuck out of you if you message me.
It's just gonna say red, and that's it.
I'll appreciate the gesture.
If you want to check us out,
I do have 2,871 emails in my my mail on my phone, so that tells you how many times I check that.
Oh my god, dude, that's bad. That's pretty fucking bad. Jay,
I'm shooting for 5.
I'm sorry, man, but it looks like if you were to walk through your house, it'd be the loudest fucking thing with those hardwood floors and empty walls. I'm sorry.
Right.
I can't get over your goddamn thing. Is that a horse? Like, what is that behind you? I'm looking at. Like, this it's under the mic stand.
Oh no, it's a guitar case.
That's
I don't.
No. Further down.
Yeah,
on the floor. On the floor.
Oh yeah, no, that's probably my daughter's Barbie.
Okay, so it is a pony or something, right?
No.
Looks like 3 or 4 Barbies on a pile.
No, it's
Dude,
just a bunch of Barbies. There's no horse there.
Yo,
He doesn't have a daughter, actually.
I was about to say this is kind of disturbing. I was trying to yank this man's chain, and we're fuck, dude.
Legit.
Oh man. All right. For us, you want to talk about identity crisis? We've got it because we're wrestling with the truth here on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. But on all audio podcasts, we are now wrestling with the war because we are covering the Monday Night War, starting right from the get-go, starting from the very first show. And Aaron, guess what we're going to be coming up on soon? One of your favorite matches of all time, the hog pen match with Triple H and our boy
Let's go.
Henry O'Godwin. That's going to be coming up in about probably another few episodes here. So
I'm actually March 11th. I'm going to a local event here. He's going to be there. I'm having him sign one of my Triple H shirts.
There you go. There you go. Maybe we'll have to get you guest on that episode so you can chat about that match. Just have you do a run in, do a run in for that. But yeah, we're running through the Monday Night War, so it's a pretty fun. We're having a blast with it. So feel free to go over and check that out. And then of course on Twitter, it's WWTT Pod. On Facebook, it's Wrestling with the Truth. On Instagram, WWTT Pod, and you can get us there. So, yeah. Once again, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. I don't know if we could do this without you. This has been fun. Before we go, any predictions for the Super Bowl? Who's winning?
Fuck the Eagles.
He's a Giants fan, so it's understandable.
It's gonna be the Chiefs. They're the new Patriots. Let's be honest. The Chiefs are just the new Patriots. They're gonna be in the Super Bowl like every other year.
Jay,
I'll go Eagles just to piss RN off. So
fuck you too, Jay.
Well, I got to go Eagles just for my son because he's an Eagles fan. So let's
both our sons.
Fly Eagles fly. There we go. All right, gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you very much, and to everybody that showed up for the show and all the comments, we appreciate it, and we appreciate all the support. Everybody, have yourself a great night.
Later, y'all.
Thanks for having us.
Peace.